Crazy Friday in July with a little bit of everything. I got to start. Before we get into this baseball team, another win, another sweep. They're just unbelievable. So now Casey's out, going to be out for a while. Owen Casey, and now Griffin Conine just catches fire. He's in the lineup. He goes to left field, and he has a 3-hit night, hits a home run. Everybody, and it was one of the ugliest first 2 innings I've ever seen for a pitcher. And somehow with 4 walks and 2 errors, throwing errors, he only gives up 1 run. And you know what? When you don't take advantage of all those walks, which drives managers nuts, and just a couple throwing errors, 1 to third base and 1 to first base, it's really weird when a pitcher can't make an accurate throw, because that's all they do is throw to a certain tight area for a living. And I know it's different when you're off the mound and you're not stepping and throwing like a quarterback or anything else. But, I mean, he made a couple throws that were, they'd have been ugly in a Little League game if little Johnny's out there throwing it to third base or first base for the first time. But anyway, they get out of those 2 innings with just the 1 run, and then they just cruised. They got off and run and get another win, get the sweep. Cleveland's in town for 3. We'll be telling you more about that. Woody did all that stuff in the update. But sometimes you just get one of these stories. And Woody and I talk a lot at night getting ready for between stuff home. And he goes, Joe, do you see this other? And sometimes I don't have Instagram, so you know. And people send me stuff with Instagram. Brody, you check this out. And I don't have Instagram, and I don't get to see it. And I got to ask Woody what the hell it was. Anyway, this is a crazy one. When you look, his name's Jacob Kobe. He was the TV play-by-play announcer for the San Antonio Spurs. This is social media cheating at its best. He has a girlfriend for 6 years, and she got into his account and lit him up to the point of not just embarrassing him, but he also lost his job. and because of that, now everybody's got an opinion. So I listened to a lot of stuff because everybody's going to have an opinion on this. So the girlfriend gets into his Instagram, because I was asking Woody, how hard is it to get into somebody else's Instagram? He goes, not real hard. So anyway, it says, this is my girlfriend. She writes this, but it sounds like it's coming from him till you realize, this is my girlfriend of 6 years. And there's a picture of them hugging and very happy. But I cheated on her with Lauren Waters, whose brother also happens to play for the San Antonio Spurs. So feel free to continue following me if you really think I'm a good guy, because I'm not. I'm just laughing, man. I know it's mean, and I don't know how many people have been cheated on out there. A lot of people have been cheated on. I'm not going to get into anything with that, but there's cheating, and, you know, somebody this happens, man. It goes on. It's not right. I'm not saying, but I found it funny. And so this guy lost his job. This girl, she got back. She got back at him. And obviously, you know, when you got a scorn, you know, and they're lucky not married, because this happens in marriage, the divorces usually get very ugly. So this is just, this is the divorce for a girlfriend going on his Instagram, and then San Antonio gets word of it. Bad look for them, the cheating play-by-play man, which, by the way, you know, that's where people are 50-50 on this. Like, look at, man, like, cheating's bad, but it's not breaking a law. It's not breaking, and it's not one of the things we usually hear about a guy getting fired for. Whatever's going on, it should have been private anyway. And then others are going, well, he should have never, if you're going to cheat, why are you banging one of the player's sisters? That's a bad look, but some people.
That's where I came out on it, right? Like, because you're right. Like, cheating on, you know, while it's, yes, of course it's wrong, it should not be a fireable offense. It shouldn't have anything to do with your job. But the other thing, though, too, man, these teams, as you know, Joe, are very, very conscious of their image, right?
Well, that's
they
the
don't want
front
any
guy.
bad
Yeah.
stuff getting out that
Yes.
damages their brand or their image or
That's
any
right.
of that kind of stuff. So if you're holding a job like that, you got to be on your best behavior. at
Well,
all
I always
times.
say this about the TV play-by-play guys for those sports. The Goldies, Eric Reed's, clean as a whistle. I mean, first class, both really good friends of mine, And those guys, they're the front for the team. They do a lot of stuff for the team. They're the guy that stands up in front of all the Panther fans and interviews coaches.
Yeah, the voice of the team.
So they're year round. It's not just games.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's and he hadn't had that job that long. And I'm guessing you said this morning, and probably
get another one.
Probably not going to get another job.
No, those jobs.
And he's
don't
a
grow on
young,
trees, but...
good-looking dude that really should have his career.
Well, yeah. Did you see a picture of the girl?
Yeah,
good-looking girl.
Yeah. So San Antonio, who's got a team that's going to be one of the best teams in basketball for years to come. It just is.
Mm-hmm.
And we just saw him in the finals, lose, but they got rid of him. He lost that job, and you're right, man. Even though that resume he's going to send out, he's going to have trouble doing.
Why did you get fired?
He's going to have trouble doing high school basketball games. Like, who are you going to cheat with around here? One of the teachers? Yeah. I just
I don't know. People are saying they think when the dust settles on this thing, like San Antonio will just bring them back. Like,
I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
No, I don't think so.
I think if this was done with someone that didn't have anything to do with the organization, like the sister or whatever, then obviously I don't think you fire the guy, but still not a great look.
I listened to a couple of comments overnight, and I thought it was interesting. One guy called me. He goes, he definitely should be fired. And I could tell by the voice what was coming. He should definitely be fired. He goes, I've been cheated on, man. And I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're gonna get that. Like you expect more. And I get it for the play-by-play guys out there, and we've seen a bunch of them get fired now. We have seen guys' comments, didn't realize they're off, still on. They thought they were off, and I've been guilty of usually cursing. But, yeah, you're off the mic, and they tell you go to break, and then somebody doesn't turn it off.
What was the guy's name? Tom Brenneman?
What did he go? He went some kind of gay comment. Was it?
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah,
F word. He went
not good. Yeah, and they caught him, and he, by the way, got completely blackballed.
Yeah,
like he was out.
Oh no, we've seen a lot of the old timers who are used to getting away with some stuff, but did it usually off the air when they go to break, and you go, oh my God, look at her, she is friggin', and you make a comment about, and you're like, oh, you're done. You're toast. Owner's wife, somebody hears that. Oh, you're done. That ain't gonna fly. Owner not happy.
Remember that guy he was doing like high school games.
Yeah. Hey man.
That guy had one of the top gigs at Fox. Remember that? I think he was doing. He was a local baseball broadcaster too, right? He had one of the top things at Fox, and he lost everything.
But I got to tell you, for a scorned woman, the girlfriend, one of the funniest for me. Maybe you don't find it funny, and if you don't, and I get it, I understand. I just, when you came in, I was laughing. I was going, this is the more I read. I had to read it a couple of times and figure out who, was it whose girlfriend, and I mean who's the
post,
the brother.
The post is kind of funny.
That's all.
That she put up, but
yeah. This is my girlfriend of 6 years, but I cheated on her with Lauren Waters. Then put her stuff out there. So feel free to continue following me if you really think I'm a good guy, because I'm not. And I went, wow, did this guy really write this about himself? Like, he's really beating himself up there.
Do you think the firing is okay? Are you okay with it?
No, I don't like seeing,
Nobody likes that. Yeah, it's a sad story.
Because I've been really lucky through the years. I have, and I've had people go right to the top to try to get me fired. Do you remember in the old days, the attorney? I can't remember the guy. He called himself I don't know if he called himself the attorney of, I don't know. He was a Christian guy, a big guy in a church, but he was on a mission.
Not a fan of yours, huh?
Well, it was Neil Rogers he started with, and then, I made some comments like, "Hey, get a life, man. What are you doing?" And things are a little loose back then between Neil Rogers and Hank Goldberg, and a little Mad Dog sprinkled in there. And it was a little wild back then. I thought very entertaining, but it was a little wild and not for everybody. And God, he got going on me, and then I'm getting calls, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So, yeah, Woody, I just looked at the guy. He's a young guy, he's a good-looking guy, and I'm like, he's going to have trouble getting a job at a public high school.
Yeah. But you know it better than anyone, like, because you work for the Dolphins, and the Dolphins are very, very careful about how they are, right? How their image is around town.
Yeah,
they don't want guys that work for the team doing stuff like that.
No. Hey, there's get into all the conversations with stuff, but yeah,
but of course, like that's. But if you're representing the team,
the last thing they want is, hey, Joe, and I do it, 4 or 5 times a year, and they have these small groups or of different groups of fans that they have events and go, hey, do you mind coming out and co-hosting or emceeing an event with such and such player? They don't want you starting with, I just was in the newspaper on, and everybody, because everybody sees your stuff. So, Joe, you cheated on the wife for 35 years with this young 25-year-old. Yeah, I don't know how to go. Everybody's different. Every team's, different. Maybe some guys get suspended for a while. I don't know. But anyway, Woody.
Real quick, 786 says, good morning, guys. All he needed to do was tell the team he was sleeping with the other girl. They fired him because he tried to hide it. I don't agree with that. That's why they did it. He goes on to say, when I met my wife at Best Buy, we worked in the same store. I called HR. I was transferred to another store. Are you not allowed to bang your fellow employees if you work at a place like that?
I got to tell you, in general,
mm-hmm.
I'm not saying human nature, people are going to do it.
Yeah.
But HR is pretty sensitive about.
Yeah, I suppose.
According to what your title is, they don't want.
It's a good way to meet people, though, right?
They don't want managers banging the managers and up banging.
Well, yeah, but that's because it looks bad.
Yeah.
It was really funny. One of the places that had it the worst was at Fox. Remember the whole?
Oh, yeah.
Colin Cowherd, who works there, was like going on and on about this whole story yesterday, and couldn't figure out why this was not okay. And
yeah, meanwhile, does he not want to look in the mirror and see what's
going on? You guys got
a
little bit of a problem with that recently.
Anyway, hey Woody, that's just the beginning of this drama, because this Christian Pulisic thing yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So now all the World Cup folks from around the country are blasting the Landon Donovans and some of those other guys, and calling them cowards for never going. Oh, at least this guy had the basketballs to go over and play on some of the big teams, and you played in the MLS. It got ugly yesterday, man. Yesterday, I don't know what happened. This World Cup has brought a lot of stuff to it, man. It's been really interesting, starting with Christian Pulisic, who, by the way, has got a micro-fractured leg. He's going to be out for a while. And the personal, and a lot of those guys said, hey, man, you went too far. Those guys who are announcing for Fox, a lot of guys thought you went way too far, man. You made it personal when you start talking about his family, and you talked about his friends, and you talked about him and terrible reputation of being just a bad guy. Because I got people going, do you ever think this kid, Christian Pulisic, was that bad? He looks like he's okay. I don't know. I thought he was getting blasted more for not acting like a star. And then this leads you to something else before we go to break here is, everybody wanted Christian Pulisic to play like Messi, Kane, Haaland, and Mbappe. And he's not those guys. He's just not those guys. And so, for some reason, because we're calling him the greatest American soccer player of all time, saying the most talented guy who's been able to go overseas and have some success on some pretty big club teams in different countries. But that doesn't mean he's those guys, and he's going to be sitting here in a tournament with us still alive down to the quarterfinals or semifinals with 7 or 8 goals. Just, that's not him.
I have a theory about this whole thing with all these guys, and they know that USA Soccer is about to become very relevant for the next 4 years.
Well, you
So
think
they're trying to jump in now while the strike while the iron's hot type thing.
yeah. Well, I got to
We're not
tell
going to
you,
talk about U.S. Soccer on this show
no.
until 2030.
By the way, it is this Landon Donovan. And then, by the way, these things happen where guys don't get along, players don't get along with the announcers around the team or for a living, or because a lot of those guys that's been a critical group. The former guys that have been on the World Cup team for the United States, they've been rough. I mean, they call dudes out. And so now it's coming. Like, I remember when you played, you weren't nearly as good as he was.
Well, they weren't.
Anyway.
Remember how bad those teams were?
Yes. And so anyway, but hey, it's different deal, man, right now.
I wish they would be a little more supportive of, right? It was a lot of ripping.
Well, I don't know how good everybody think this team is really going to be.
I thought they overachieved for what they were, but
all of a sudden they get their ass kicked in this final game, and everybody's like starting pointing fingers like we do at the best players and where are we and how disappointing. And meanwhile, the day before the game, they're stroking them for how great they've been, and they look like
I thought they overachieved, not knowing a ton about it. Joe, they were like 160 to 1 to win the stupid tournament. Like, and come on.
Hey Woody, let's go to break here, man. We got a lot more stuff to get to. We're just
couldn't beat the damn Belgians.
We're just getting warmed up. We got some Tom Brady stuff.
The Belgians?
We got
Belgians?
I don't know. It sounded like a cold beer the way you just said that. Anyway, hey, right now I want to talk to you about your South Florida Chevy dealer. First thing in the morning, Chevy trucks, doesn't matter. Because I know a lot of guys that work and will be working all weekend. That truck's very important to them. They need, when they get up early in the morning and they come home late at night on a long day, because they got to get a job done. This is how they make a living. They need a durable, strong truck that they can depend on every day. And boy, South Florida Chevy dealers have got a couple we think a lot of. The Chevy Colorado, man, it's got everything. Colorado custom to the ZR2. Boy, I tell you, all the right tools to exceed your expectations. But then let's get into, let's turn it up about 25 notches with the Chevy Silverado, with the custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV with 10 models and 4 powerful engine choices. Silverado delivers an impressive balance of strength, dependability, and efficiency. Hey, this weekend, I want you to get out. If you're looking for a new truck, the one you have right now is just worn out, or it's not a Chevy Silverado, because you got a lot to choose from. I always say, I've been saying this for years, it's like they make a Silverado perfect for your lifestyle, whether it's a full-time working truck, powerful LTZ to Silverado HD with everything, or you can go to the biggest with a Chevy Silverado HD High Country for the best of Florida life, whether it's full-time working, family trucks, and still being able to enjoy it on a day off on the weekend with the boat and the wave runners, all those things you enjoy with your family. All you got to do is take a test drive and get a great deal this weekend. 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. Chevy's got a Florida truck for you. Visit your local South Florida Chevy dealers today. Together this weekend, let's drive.
560
Joe, before we get back to the show here, we have the final day of our code word contest. The soccer tournament is here. We're giving away a soccer swag bundle valued at around $300 from Sinbad Sports in the Coral Ridge Mall in Fort Lauderdale. For your chance to win, text the word pitch to 20357. That is pitch to 20357. For more information, go to WQAM.com. There's a text contest message and data rates may apply. Don't text and drive. And I appreciate all texts that come in addressing Landon Donovan's hair. So we will bump those to the front of the line.
Man, you're getting personal, man.
954 said Landon Donovan should worry about that rug that's apparently alive on top of his head.
Oh, man. All right. So, we were talking a little bit before, teasing a little bit, besides this Jacob Toby story, the TV play-by-play announcer, former now announcer for the San Antonio Spurs TV, and what happened to him, which is obviously very embarrassing. And I wonder, after this came out, was the first thing you think is not only your girlfriend knows now after all these years, but second of all, you think it crossed your mind right away, I wonder if this is going to cost me my job. And that's a good job. That TV job, I'm guessing, according to the market, could pay anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million a year. $500,000 $1 million a year for
I throw the
TV
money out of it
play-by-play.
though too. Like that's the pinnacle of the career, right? Like that's
Hey man,
you're
you
not
get a
getting much higher
TV
than
job.
that.
Look at our guys, man. They're not giving those up. Goldie and
No.
Eric Reed been doing it forever.
That's a rough.
Hell, it's a good job.
Man.
Eric's living in Boca. I mean, hell, I used to see Eric all the time, man. I was hanging with him. We were golfing, and not golfing, but playing tennis and working out. Basketball, played a ton of basketball. Hey, so anyway, we've got these other stories. Tom Brady went on the podcast with the brothers of Taylor Swift's new husband, and pretty strong. Kelsey's, thank you. Jesus.
That's okay.
Couldn't remember the Kelseys. Maybe I need to try some different things. So they got in this conversation about Tom Brady was their guest, and of course that's a great catch. And he came up with one of the great things, this Real Housewives of the NFL, talking about wide receivers. And it really is Real Housewives of the NFL, and a lot of them live down here. A lot of them, I don't know if they all get together and go, feed me the damn ball. They're like 50 and 60 now. Feed me the damn ball. I'll be in South Florida. So anyway, I was thinking Tom Brady, he had Antonio Brown. He saved his career, and then he had Randy Moss, who he saw the good of Randy Moss, and at the end he saw the bad of Randy Moss. And I happened to do 2 of Randy Moss's last games because he got I don't know if they let him go or they traded him. I think they let him go from New England, and he went to another team. And anyway, we see Randy Moss with in a month, 2 home games for the Dolphins. And I always say this, and I don't know if you agree, Woody, and if you want to add anybody to this list, but Tom Brady was talking, about, yeah, man, I don't know what and he explained why those guys are out by themselves, and they want the ball, and they want 11 catches, and if they get 3, they're pissed off. No, and he was going through it. I thought it was great coming from Tom Brady. It was great. And AJ Brown is kind of the latest guy to look at. AJ Brown ran himself out of Philly. He could have saved it, but he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy with the targets, wasn't happy with the quarterback. You could tell that relationship was fractured, and that was it. It wasn't going to work. But it did get me thinking about, and there's a lot. I think Randy Moss is high maintenance, and I think Terrell Owens was high maintenance. But I also think they're the 2 most talented, physically talented wide receivers that I've ever seen. Calvin Johnson I'd put in there too from the Lions. I thought those 3 guys, for their size and their speed, and literally you throw them, they're going to take the game over. I don't know if you guys agree with that. And I said physically, I don't think they're the greatest receiver. That still belongs to Jerry Rice. But Jerry Rice physically did not have the talent of those guys. Did not. I mean, nobody's going to argue with that. Jerry Rice ran like 4.6 40s coming out of a small school, goes to 49ers with Montana and Young, and just tore it up. Had the greatest career. If it's about championships, it's about catches, like we talk about Tom Brady. If it's about championships and it's about numbers, Jerry Rice, to me, and not even close, Tom Brady, should be up there. Anytime you put the greatest of all time, we don't do physically who's the most talented of all time. Nobody puts that list together. But hey, man, T.O., freak of nature physically. Randy Moss, oh, my God. And I remember Randy Moss was with the Raiders, and everybody thought his career was over. The Patriots trade for him, and he went right back to the top of like nobody. He was at a different level, and he and Tom Brady put up some stupid numbers along with Wes Welker on the other side. They just tore it up. So, but it was really interesting hearing him talk about there are a lot of guys, and we got another one going on here with the San Francisco 49ers, and I don't know how this thing's going to end. It doesn't look like it's going to end well with Brandon Ayuk. He's on the reserve left the squad list.
Probably not going to end well.
Right? The team he's talking about going to now, he's going after the quarterback's friggin' mother and saying stuff because they were teammates in college. It's the weirdest thing. And then finally somebody came out and said, Steve Young said, I'm worried about this guy. Like, he's out there. He got rid of everybody. He said he got rid of them. He didn't really officially get rid of them. He doesn't know the rules. And I know Mike Flores is going to join us later in the show. This thing is just, and by the way, as good as he is, and I'll be honest with you, if he came to this team, he would clearly be the best receiver. But there is no way the Miami Dolphins, after everything they've cleaned up, want to take a chance on Brandon Ayuk. No way. Because he will get released at some point. But by the way he's acted, and I don't know if he doesn't get it or he just mentally and emotionally can't understand. You would think somebody'd be close enough to him, a family member or somebody, and going, hey, Brandon, listen, man, I don't know. You're not just pissing off the 49ers. The whole league is scared to death of you. And there's a whole bunch of teams that need a number one receiver.
Yeah, but it's the problem with that position. I think the mental health stuff really comes into play a lot, right? Like, we have seen guys that have self-sabotaged their careers like none other. Like, I mean, you look at what Antonio Brown did to his career.
Done.
I mean, he lost
the day he walked out.
So much money.
The day he walked out, was it the Jets game on the road, right? Where he wasn't getting the ball.
I don't even know which incident you were going to go with.
No,
that was one of them.
I think that was the day, and unless he played again, I don't remember.
I think that was it. Because that was with the Bucks, right? That was the final.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
So he's walking off, and Brady is everybody's watching, and Tom Brady. Listen, Tom Brady went to bat for that guy. He had about 400 at bats for that guy. He was trying everything.
Yeah.
He's selling owners and coaches. Like, no, the guy, I can control him. He's really good. Like, he's better than anything we have. And we did see him. I saw him play the Dolphins, and
when he was with the Patriots? He tore him up.
No, Tampa Bay. He was with Tampa Bay, and they put up a bunch of points against us, and X-Man was on him, and he made X look like he was brand new in the league.
Yeah.
Not
Brady
too many
tried
people
twice
did
with this
that.
guy, man.
Huh?
He tried twice with Brady.
He did. And
on both teams. But, like, his downfalls go back to what he did in, I guess it was Vegas at the time, right? Was it Vegas or Oakland? Vegas.
Yeah.
Remember all that crazy stuff, though, man? He was running around his backyard, excited that he finally got released. He had the helmet thing.
Yeah.
Remember, he didn't like the new helmets. And then he froze his feet off in a cryo chamber.
No, it was just crazy.
It was like one thing after another. It was actually really quite sad. But
I think he showed up and went after the GM at the time, who was Mike Mayock.
Yeah.
Went after him over something in front of everybody. I mean,
remember, he didn't want to wear the new helmets.
He was just out there,
problem.
man. And I thought he was going to tear it up. I thought he was going to put huge numbers.
Yeah, he would have.
And that was just the downfall. Next thing you know, he's like on 3 teams and out of the league.
Yeah.
It was just crazy.
Look at our guy here. Look at Tyreek Hill. He's had his fair share of off the field
man, I
stuff.
got to tell you, though, the latest on Tyreek Hill with this injury and Woody, I kind of told you this before, and I'm not saying anything that, look at, man, it was a bad one.
Yep.
And, everybody thought, Drew said something too. Drew Rosen, his agent, he's going to be ready for the start of the season. He's not going to be ready.
You would just, like, I always told you, like, if anyone could
ready.
do it physically, it would be that guy.
No. So, by the way, that gene pool's right up there with just a smaller version of those 3 guys I named. But physically, even talking to the guys on the team that when I was standing around for OTAs and they all came over, we were talking about our former wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, and just talking about nobody better on a football field. Nobody better you wanted that was going to make big plays and just love to compete, would play hurt, all those things you love. It was just everything else. But once you got him in uniform on the field, he was like, they're like, he was one of the best we've ever seen. He was a competitor. He was talented. He put up big numbers. He changed games. But I don't know if I've ever covered in person a guy on the Dolphins team that outside getting to the stadium, getting to practice, off season, it just wipes you out. You couldn't pay your security guys enough money. Like, what now? Calls in the middle of the night, this, that. It was, but on the football field, man, you couldn't have enough of those guys. On the football field, once that game started, that guy loved and felt like he was the best player, and he was a lot, the best player on the field, and played at a different level. But it was everything else. Everything else, you had to hold your breath every day, year round about this guy. And then this happens. You never know. You never know when it comes to an end, because all these teams just months ago were talking about, we got to get him. That's the guy we need, going back to Kansas City. And now we're not so sure he's going to be ready here anytime soon. All right, we got to go to break. I do want to take a moment to talk about it is hurricane season, and now is the time to call Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Their window hurricane category 5 rated. Loctite Impact provides 100% financing with 0 down, no interest, no payments for 1 year. Got no leaky roof, you can replace your old roof now. You can pay later. Or if you just want to have the one you have right now, you're going, I'd like to wait 1 more year, but we do got to get rid of this blue tint thing that's been on there forever. We do need somebody can come out and give us some repairs to get through another year. They do it all for you. They really do. 24/7 roof repairs. And the best part, Impact Windows is low as $6 per month per window install. Don't wait for the next storm. Get the deal of a lifetime today. Keep your home protected. Don't let money right now get in the way during hurricane season. There's only one thing. Chev, the CEO, always says this, Joe. There's only one thing you can do. You can't predict or control hurricanes when they're going to happen, but you can protect your home with the best products. Loctite would love to do it for you. They cover all of South Florida. It's really a name for you to remember. So call today, 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff to answer all your questions, or go to LoctiteImpact.com.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Loctite.
All right, welcome back here on a Friday. Man, I love Fridays. Oh, I love Fridays. We got a lot going on. We got a smoking hot Marlins team. I can't remember the last time we talked about the Marlins being 26-8 since June 1st. Basically, what now? This is 6 weeks of baseball. Now 10 games over 500, and just really pounded Seattle. They did. Who, by the way, was 3 or 4 games over 500 and in good shape out in the West. And then now Cleveland, the Cleveland Guardians, which, by the way, of all the teams that have changed their name, I got to be honest, the one that's given me the hardest time to remember when you do that test, there's another one too. Utah's hockey team. Well, I don't even know what it is. I always forget. What's Utah's hockey? What's their Utah what?
The Mammoths.
I got no shot on that. Now,
the Fighting Wades.
The Guardians has been a very hard one for me to remember. They were the Cleveland Indians for so long.
Mm-hmm.
The
Cleveland Indians are a very iconic team too, right? League movies.
Right. Oh, that was So anyway, besides all that, we haven't even gotten this other story, and that's the story with LeBron James. And I love it. We get new stuff all the time. I think it's great for basketball. I'm guessing the commissioner is loving this because it is a big name. So now I see some of the former players saying no matter where LeBron goes, it's not going to move the needle. I heard one of the ESPN former players say this, and I was like, I think that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. What did you not see with LeBron? And I say it every day. People get tired. The Houston Rockets series. He couldn't do anything against Oklahoma City. That was different level without his 2 sidekicks. But like to think that LeBron, and I listened to Jaylen Brown yesterday, Steph Curry, Giannis, Draymond Green, Tyrese Maxey. Now, you catch what I'm talking about. All making the difference that he can make, especially if you don't have leadership, somebody that understands, has got a high IQ on the bat. He's done it all. You're going to respect when he gets there. That can still have superstar night games. Not every night at 41. Probably shouldn't sniff 70 game. Probably should be, if he stays healthy, you got to be smart with him. But he can have nights where he goes for the 30s because he just did it.
Do you think there's a fear among players that he is about to go on his farewell tour and that he will overshadow anyone else that's on that roster?
No. These guys just all want to win.
Okay.
That's just me personally. I don't think
because
they think of that.
One thing about LeBron, I think we can all admit, he's got a very large ego.
Okay.
Right?
He should.
He needs the attention.
But he should. And I think
should.
I think it'll help guys like Tyrese Maxey, because if those guys don't, it's got to be certain guys. You're coming into my team, and and Jaylen Brown, and the one guy that's got a resume that screams, I don't care what I'm getting paid. You guys during the timeout, if I say something, you all listen about what I'm talking about, because I've seen it all. I believe that. I just don't. Steph Curry couldn't have been nicer at this golf tournament, this celebrity golf tournament out in Lake Tahoe. And they are hunting him down, man. They want him. Now, the other thing is you see what his agent said, hey, LeBron doesn't want to meet with any of you. So if you could send voice notes or memos, I'll make sure he gets it. And so now they're saying we got owners and presidents and GMs and our best players reaching out to him, and through the agent, and the agent's giving it to LeBron, who's golfing all over the world, and with Draymond Green over in Puerto Rico, and now everybody's like, oh my God, now he's getting close to Draymond and Steph. Oh gosh. And I don't know what he's going to do. I don't. Then I got who came out. Simmons came out and said it's a slam dunk. Everybody knows he's going to the Cavs. So anyway, it's Giannis went hard. Giannis said we got to go get him, and LeBron needs you. come play. And he's trying to fit. You don't think that LeBron's not making sure he's going to fit in someplace and he's going to want to play with certain kind of guy. He doesn't want to play with a bunch of James Hardens and be miserable. He can ask a whole bunch of his former teammates that'll play with that guy. A lot of guys don't want to play with him. They don't. That thing, remember that, Woody? You called, not taking a shot at you, please, on a Friday. You said it's going to be the best big three ever put together. Did you say that? Just something.
It's possible.
They hated each other.
You get mad at me when I remember your bad takes from the years. And
No, I know. That was
a classical. That was a pretty bad take.
But look at those. Look at all three of those guys. Kevin Durant was actually the most stable of all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, we've got to get this 7 o'clock hour. Boy,
by the way, I think we're all in agreement. Bringing LeBron in here would be, it'd be the hottest ticket.
Woody, we have had, and nothing's ever 100% in this world that we're in of radio, besides being sometimes super vicious. But I've had people tell you, we don't want LeBron. I don't agree with LeBron, but I guess he'd be okay to be on our team. Like, look at, man.
Somebody asked us that yesterday. We were leaving. They were like, "Oh, should we get LeBron? Would it be good for business?"
It'd be great for business, number one. Number two, it's going to be good for wins. It's going to get you a hell of a lot further than you went this year with that group and the year before. Having LeBron James on as a piece on this team. And by the way, if he's coming, he's going to know what everybody can do, or he's not coming. He's going to know who's a pain in the ass, and he's going to know and may even have his agent saying, hey, look at this, the one guy LeBron's not crazy about on your team. But boy, I'll tell you what, Jaylen Brown jumped on it, and he's like, hey man, we need LeBron. That'll put us over the top. But it sounds like everybody's fired up. Well, you think any in Philly's upset about Paul George getting traded? Are you kidding? His 30-something games he plays. That's great. All right. Hey, man, we got a lot more to get to. We're rolling on here on a Friday as we do. We have a little bit of everything today. We do. We do. As Tom Brady said, we got a little Real Housewives stuff going on here today a little bit. What's your favorite Real Housewives? You guys watch that at all? I have one that's not even close.
No, I don't watch. My wife does.
I have one that I'll watch, and it's not Miami. It's not the Miami house. They're not even close. None of them are even close.
Which one's the Pippen wife on?
She's Miami. The best one by far are those women in Atlanta. That is, if you just need some brain dead stuff when you go home, you go, I'm done with sports. Sometimes I go, I'm done. What am I going to look for? And I'll look at the housewives. And if the Atlanta housewives are on, they're going to go after each other, those women. I'm going to watch. And sometimes they get the boyfriends and cheating, and we got kids involved. And I'm like, oh, this is just too good to listen to somebody else's drama. It's like therapy, man. Hey, Atlantic Men's Clinic is therapy for some guys out there. ED and low T. Hey, brothers, if you're going through it right now, let's just start with the energy level, not where it used to be. And everybody's, oh, this is normal. It's part of life. You know, you're getting older. And you've really started to notice you seem tired all the time. You're not working out. When it gets to the point where you're tired and you start changing your active routine, you got a problem, right? Because now you're still eating the same amount of food because you're still a great cook, and or you're eating the same great food that you did when you were burning off with those 10,000 steps every day and staying active and walking and playing your favorite sports and everything else. So now you stop going, I'm at a different point in my life. Then you don't feel as well. Then you get grumpy, and then you find yourself not sleeping well. And then ED sneaks in there, and your sex drive is hit and miss. And then one day it's no longer hit and miss. It's gone. And that's a hard one. That was a rough one for me. So almost 2.5 years ago, I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic for the first time due to a recommendation from somebody I knew here at the radio station. And I got to tell you, the results were so good, so good. Staying active, number one, late 60s. Matter of fact, about ready to move out of them. And feeling just unbelievable, man. Just went on a vacation with my wife, hike, long hike, just feel great. And I'm like, Atlantic Men's Clinic, I owe everything to you. I stutter through this. I got the T, the PSA test. I met with their professional staff, and I was off and running. Got on a program they put together for me. They have 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. 7. Brand new one in Hollywood. I go to Plantation. Call them today if you're ready to knock out ED and low T. 877-455-7300. It will work quickly, by the way. Number one question I always get. Once I get on the program, how long before I'll start to notice? What you're asking me is about your sex drive. Yes, it's going to come back quickly. Visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. It works.
WQ
want a low price, you save with your Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Starting with the Marlins. They won their 6th straight, sweeping the Mariners 8-4. Miami will play their final series before the All-Star break at home against the Guardians. Tonight's first pitch is at 7:10 from Lone Depot Park. And you can catch the game right here on WQIM. And in the World Cup, France beat Morocco 2-0. Today at 3, Belgium will play Spain. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storms roll in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate. Temperatures in the triple digits once again here today, Joe. So continue to hydrate.
Sit back and enjoy yourself. You got Wimbledon. If you're sitting around the TV, Wimbledon, you got we're going to start it back up with the World Cup again today. Spain and Belgium at 3 p.m. And then tomorrow, Hard Rock's going to take over with should be a great game. Norway and England, 5 o'clock start there. And we got all kinds of stuff. Oh, my God, it's supposed to slow down. Then we got a smoking hot. I can't remember last time I talked about going into an all-star break and the Marlins being this good. This has been incredible what this team has done. And it's been fun. Second straight sweep last night. 6 straight wins. Woody just talked about that. 52-42 on the season. So Owen Casey gets hurt the night before, had to go out of the game early. So, next man up, Griffin Conine, now who's been pinch hitting and playing a little bit, but not a lot, waiting for a chance. He gets a home run and has a 3-hit night. Just great. Good to see him back and going at it, but it was a crazy game. First couple of innings was just whew. Jansen Junk had a rough one, man. He walked 4. Usually that's a disaster when you walk 4 in the first 2 innings. And he makes 2 throwing errors, one to third base, not even close to the third baseman. And then he makes a terrible throw to first base and only gives up 1 run. And then he calmed down and looked great, ends up getting the win, goes 5 innings, and got lots of run support again last night from a lot of different guys. So Seattle, who's been a good team, but no, not last night and not in this series. So great stuff. So now they've got Cleveland coming into town for a weekend, and this is going to tell me a lot about the fan base or people because, again, 10 games over 500. This is not 30 games into the season where you get off to an 8-0 or 8-1 start or something because of who you're playing. This is now you've been through a lot. You've been on the road, and you're playing great at home. So really good shape. Tied basically for the number 1 wild card position with Philly and St. Louis right now as well. So that's how well they're playing. Now, we've been talking about this other story that Woody hit me with last night. It has to do with a play-by-play TV announcer for the San Antonio Spurs, now former play-by-play TV announcer for the Spurs, Jacob Toby. So this is how a woman gets even. If you're a scorned girlfriend and you catch your boyfriend cheating apparently for a long, long time, and she gets a hold of his Instagram. If we can put this up. This is my girlfriend of 6 years, but I cheated on her with Lauren Waters. So there's a picture of him with his girlfriend. They're hugging and look very happy and smiling at each other, holding each other. But I cheated on her with Lauren Waters. Calls the girl out that he's now with. And they got pictures, taking pictures together. So feel free to continue following me if you really think I'm a good guy, because I'm not. So she hacked into his Instagram, made it sound like him, and then you kind of get the picture like, uh-oh, this is a pissed off girlfriend, and he loses his job. The reason we bring this up, this stuff goes on every day. San Antonio fires a guy. He got fired. The other part of this is his girlfriend, his girl that he's been seeing, is also the sister to a San Antonio player, guy that's on the team. So team fired him, And some people like, oh, man, that's cruel. Like, I don't know if a lot of teams would do that. And I think this is his second year, if I'm not mistaken. Was this his second year as a play-by-play announcer for San Antonio Spurs, which is a great job because they're really good. So that'd be and you're basically, I said when you're the TV voice of a team, I always think of Steve Goldstein. I think of Eric Reed for basketball and hockey in this town. And they've been there a long time. They're both really good and really professional. And they're the people you want to be the face of your organization. They really are. Nothing against anybody else, but those are the guys. Those are the guys. So the guy he loses his job, and some people it's kind of divided from what I've seen. Woody, some people are like, man, he didn't break any rules. Like, come on, man, this happens.
He did not do anything that should be considered a fireable.
He's not going to get arrested. Nobody's getting arrested for that.
Here's the thing, Joe. You represent the organization, and Texas. Yeah. Like I told you, Colin Cowher was screaming about this, how the guy should sue and this and that, and the irony of the guy working at Fox saying that. But like, it's a right to work state. They can fire you for any reason they want. Same deal in Florida, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can get fired for any reason.
Well, if you think it affects the image of your team,
which it does, it's not good publicity for them.
Then you
stories all over the place.
Then you got to get rid of the guy. Good-looking guy, and young guy, just destroyed his whole career.
If the girl didn't have anything to do with the team, I don't think this becomes this kind of an issue.
I will say this because I heard some people saying, it'd be one thing if you were a superstar player and this happened and your girlfriend put it out there that, then you might call the guy in and say, hey, you need to take care of your business because this is not good, but you're a damn good player. We're not going to touch you, or you're a great coach and just took your team to the Super Bowl. So, but you need to get this thing, get this thing taken care of. One way or the other, you got to take care of it. It's a bad look.
I think also because he's like a voice of the team. If he was some guy out in accounting that like had this kind of thing happen, like I don't think it'd be as big of a deal. But since he's on the air talking every game and he's putting out this bad image, like that's a really bad look for the Spurs.
Yeah. There is a whole bunch of things, but again, those TV guys, those play-by-play guys, you have an event, they know they have it, right? Those guys are going to MC the events with your superstar players. They're going to show up. They're going to be there. They're going to do stuff for anything with the organization. And you want somebody that's a clean machine doing that job. You just do. You want a guy that, people like. And by the way, even if you go out and you're a jerk and you're a play-by-play guy, I'm guessing they're like, you better be old and like just everybody's used to your style. But yeah, there's a lot on those guys. Again, just talking about Steve and Eric and a great job those guys do, man. We're lucky. Those two are really, really good. Really good. And honestly, they also have something else very unique. They can do any sport. They can do any sport. And they're really good. Like they could go, hey, can you come over here and do a football game? They could do it. Oh, you mind coming over here and do it? Oh, they could do it. They could do baseball. They do them all. They're junkies. They could do all the sports. So anyway, so this guy is taking the big hit. And you know what? I think he's gonna have trouble finding a job anywhere. Right? This is gonna be a tough one going forward. He have a tough time getting a job in high school. Seriously. So we'll see. Maybe, time heals everything and people forget and you get a second chance. I have learned that a lot of guys we see and say it's over for the guy, and then they end up finding a job and end up okay. But boy, that's a damn good job. There's only 30 of them in the NBA. Is there 30, Woody? Is there 30 teams? I know it's 30 baseball teams, 30 in the NBA. Whatever it is, it's that's a great job. That TV job pays well, and you're with that team flying first class, staying in their hotels. It's a good job all the way around. That's not. You can eat with the players in the morning. You're not bad at all. It's you're in the same good food, the same healthy stuff.
We've seen a lot of self-sabotage here, man, over the
We have.
over the years,
We
right?
have.
Guys
We
that
have
just
seen.
can't. You got to do better than that, man.
Well,
Right? I get,
all he had to do, I know this is, and by the way, this is coming from now.
what,
I'm
break up with the girl he was with.
I'm really
before he
being a
did it?
fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just
That'd
break
probably
up
be a
with
good
her.
start.
Probably just say, hey,
That girl, by the way, could you imagine? I mean, she must be just laughing her ass off.
oh, she was so hurt. This makes her feel a little bit better.
She ruined this guy's life.
Well, she's gonna say she put 6 years in with
Yeah,
this guy. I
sure.
don't think she wants to hear about it.
An eye for an eye, right?
That picture. They look so happy in that damn picture she put up. This girl was good, man. This girl was good.
It's a cold post,
And
man.
she is vicious.
You got to know that these things could happen, though. It's very easy to get someone's phone. All you got to do is type in a little code. And
this
you're
is
good
where
to
that
go.
social media stuff is just not your best friend. It's just not your best friend, right? I told you, man, when I got here, there were no phones, no social media. All you had was that phone at home. And so it was always like, hey, I'm sorry, I couldn't get to a phone. There was none around, and there was no checking on you. You know the other thing everybody's doing now? I'm sitting around with all my friends of the kids for 4th of July, and they hit me with this thing that, oh, yeah, I follow like 4 or 5. I follow where my boyfriend is, and I go, what? You do what? Oh, I follow him. I know where he is all the time. Ooh. So I go, Margie, do you know where I guess everybody can follow everybody, right? Through the phone, where you are. And you guys are looking at me like I'm a dumbass.
Yeah.
You follow your wife?
No, I mean, I don't, but I can.
Jamie, you follow anybody?
So the family, so the thing with the phone too, like they have the family thing where like you can do the Find My iPhone, whatever. Like I can see where the people are with the phones. Like the kids have AirTags on their backpacks.
Oh,
so I can see where the kids
that's
are.
different. I'm not really. That's
Dude,
not.
the phone is
that's
a
not where
I mean,
I'm trying to get at.
You're a walking GPS with this thing. Like, yeah, people can track you.
So you're in a relationship, and next thing you know, your girlfriend or your boyfriend is following you everywhere.
This is, by the way,
cool,
this
man.
goes back to my theory with the whole
One
Vrabel
thing to watch
thing.
an old guy, make sure I'm okay, but
this with the whole Vrabel thing. It is hard to do stuff like this and not get caught.
I agree.
That is why I find the Vrabel story so bizarre, that he was able to carry on for, what was it, 6 years? And apparently he just gets caught when these pictures surface. All of a sudden, come on now.
I just think they were just good friends and there was nothing going on. I just think they got
yeah.
They were just really good friends and just became like two guys, except, you know, it was a girl and I just didn't want to share it. I knew it was weird, but she just was such a person I could sit and talk to in a swimming pool or on top of a hotel.
So why'd they go to counseling for the
on,
weekend? Why did he miss the third day of the draft to go to counseling? Was that just for optics?
I think that's their story, and I'm sticking to it.
I don't see two buddies going on a private vacation like that. Look kind of romantic, no?
Yeah, no.
On the top of that bridge or whatever it was over the mountains.
All right, he's joking a little.
Well, the wife stuck around. I mean, she got to go to Taylor Swift's wedding.
Yeah, no. Well, I'll tell you what, with 1 weekend away, we'll get everything good again. Jeez, that's special. Hey, I got to tell you, we got to go to break here. We're running late here. It seems to be the story. I don't know if I can get back on time again. Baptist Health South Florida can help me right now because I want to tell you, people ask me almost every day, where do the pros go when they get injured? Joe, we haven't been able to get in to see a good doctor. And I go, well, let me just tell you where a lot of our team, Inter Miami, the Heat, the Florida Panthers, the Miami Dolphins, FIU, FAU, a lot of high school, college, and professional athletes here in South Florida, as well as from around the country, all come to South Florida to see the sports medicine program that they have put together. It's an all-star lineup. It's about 35 deep right now, full of knee specialists, shoulder specialists, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip, and knee replacement doctors, Achilles. Hey, you can't be considered one of the top sports medicine programs in the country unless you have specialists for everything, anything that you can hurt playing sports, being active in team or individual sports. And they got a great team. Not only that, but the team doctors are all-stars as well, covering our teams, travel with our teams. And along with that, you got to have great facilities. That all the people in Dayton Broward can get to. Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility of the Miami Dolphins, 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. Perfect location for all of Broward to enjoy. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal every day, one goal for all of us. When you get injured, Baptist Health South Florida is going to be there for you. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho today. on a Friday. We're bouncing around with so much going on in sports. Obviously, the World Cup is going on. We got a game at Hard Rock Stadium tomorrow at 5 o'clock. A good one, with two of the best players in the world facing off against each other. By the way, France yesterday beats Morocco 2-0. Could have been felt like it was 5 or 6-0. Mbappe, another great goal by him, but really fun stuff to watch. They're a fun team to watch. Anyway, today, 3 o'clock, Spain and Belgium.
Those prop bets, by the way, have been paying out nice, man. Those you parlay some of these guys scoring goals.
Oh, yeah, well, if you got those guys,
like
right?
If Argentina's there's no way Messi doesn't score, right? I think he scored in every game, hasn't he?
He scored in every game for
how could he not score?
Two
he stands
World
in front of the
Cups.
goal the entire game.
Well, I don't know about that. He moves around. He's got
you know what I
great
mean, though.
instincts.
If someone's gonna score, it's probably him.
Well, it's like you could say that about the same 4 or 5 guys. These guys are just.
I saw Mbappe missed because I needed him to complete the parlay yesterday. I saw he missed a penalty kick.
He did, and you know it's crazy that nobody's talked about because the great kick that Messi made late, he missed one.
Yeah.
So, and you just think those guys, he was out there forever. The guy he kept ready to go. The guy, no, we're not ready yet. No, we're still.
We taking the big Norwegian to score?
Yeah, man, you got to stick with
a shot.
But hey, man, he looks like Holland looks like a fun, loving guy. Can we just keep him down here? You
want
see
him
him
on
with
Inter
the
Miami
fans.
too?
He'd be good for business. He'll spend time with the fans. That guy enjoys it. He's active. He just enjoying this. It's like he's a superstar that truly doesn't act like one. He just.
You want your stars to be out there in the community. I know you're big on that.
Well, because
some of the previous players here bothered you.
That's the way it used to be, and we're getting away from that for a lot of different reasons, and popularity of sports and privacy and listen, guys are growing up differently, and social skills are a little different for a lot of guys. And I'm seeing a lot more reserved guys who want to be left alone and just do their job. All right, just do your job well, because if you don't, that leads me right into Christian Pulisic, who everybody's got an opinion on, especially overseas, and all the announcers that have been with this, and the guys doing soccer shows all over. This thing's gotten really interesting, and it's gotten vicious, by the way, for Christian. He's got a microfracture in his leg, and all this stuff's coming out. And it's not just about his play, which he hasn't been very good for the United States team, but everything else. And Landon Donovan just killed him. Hell, Carly Lloyd killed him. He's been getting crushed by a lot of the former players that played for the United States that are now announcers and doing all this media stuff and podcast stuff. But this is a problem. If this stuff's true and now it's time to get even, this is what media do in every market. When you're great, they'll put up with a lot. In some cases, always give you a hall pass because of how good you are. But when you're not good, when you're needed the most in the biggest stage, which is the World Cup, a Super Bowl, the championship series of every professional sport, when you don't get the job done and play at a high level, now watch out, because everybody turns in the old columnist and they're blasting you. And they're going on podcast and they are blasting everything about you. Learn how to do an interview. Stop listening. Your family's telling you what to do. Take over your own life. And then they start talking about everybody that dislikes you in the organization. The teammates don't like you. The trainers don't like you. I mean, he's getting crushed. I mean, I just look at him. He looks like a decent guy. But now the European guys are coming out going, well, at least when he plays, he had the basketballs to come over and play on the best teams, unlike you guys that stayed in the MLS. And I'm going, oh, boy, now this thing's getting ugly. Now it's like, what have you done? And they're getting ripped. All these former players are getting it's gotten personal.
Why
it's
are they
over
doing
the top.
this, though, Joe? Aren't guys like Landon Donovan and his hair doing a disservice to U.S. soccer by doing this stuff?
I don't know. It's been a harsh group. And
what are they? You're trying to grow your sport. right? You're trying to raise awareness and all. Like you should be an ambassador for your sport. You shouldn't be ripping the best player you have.
Won't do interviews. Well, I don't know why they need to say all that stuff.
Whatever.
That's a
Messi
good
doesn't do
point.
interviews either. They're gonna
No.
rip him too.
Yeah, but they're not going to that. But that goes to a guy that, by the way, you can see his teammates love him. They're throwing him up in the friggin' air after playing a full game and throwing him up. And look at that. That's a whole different story. And that's part of what I'm talking about. Like Messi, probably a terrible example because he might be the greatest player of all time. But this Christian Pulisic is supposed to be the greatest American player of all time. And he could be the best here, but he doesn't move the dial. When we were looking at all these great players we've been talking about, all these guys that are having a great World Cup right now. I mean, the stars are out. One of the great stories about this tournament over here in the United States is the stars are out. And I think they've helped the popularity of the sport in this country. The fact that the Messis and Kanes and Hollands and Mbappes have played so well. And they're doing things. Those guys did a great job yesterday of going, there's only a few guys can do what these guys do in a tight window and score these goals that they're scoring and some of the things that they do with their instincts. And you got 4 or 5. We got 4 or 5 guys. We got 6, 7, 8 goals now.
Yeah, the whole World Cup's clearly been good for business and good for the sport. And
I like
everything,
it,
especially here.
I think it's been great.
I don't know why these guys continue to go on. And maybe it's just because they want to be relevant. Like I don't know what Landon Donovan does outside of this, but
Christian Pulisic does not have a great. And Landon Donovan came out, in fairness to him, and said, "I do not have a great relationship with Christian."
Mm-hmm.
So something's obviously happened, either parents or Christian himself or something, or maybe blew him off. Like, hey man, Landon Donovan ain't getting an interview with Christian now. I mean, he's saying that nobody likes him. So he's not a team guy. I don't know, man. Then everybody else going, but he's the greatest player to ever play in this country. Born and raised, the best player ever. Left at an early age to go overseas and play. And that's the other thing. They're going, at least he wasn't afraid to come over and compete against the best like the rest of you playing in that MLS. They're ripping that. Of course, the MLS gets blasted.
Maybe time to face reality here and just realize that the U.S. is probably not going to catch up to these other countries in soccer.
Well, not for a long time.
We do this every 4 years, by the way.
Well, every year we're talking about the same 8 teams, which I didn't even realize.
Yeah, but every 4 years the World Cup rolls around, and we wonder, why can't we be good at soccer like the other countries? And it's, well, there's a lot of reasons. I think Chris Whittingham laid out some of them pretty well yesterday.
Whit was really good. Yes, he did a great job. He
made
did
a great point that a lot of these guys, like these soccer academies and all this other stuff, like, you know, that's expensive stuff. All these travel leagues and everything.
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that till he.
There's one of those Juventus or something is over in Davie. They got something over there, like an academy or whatever.
So there's a lot of program. This goes back to tennis too, by the way. This is not just a soccer thing, but a lot of these countries that are really good, like Spain is really good. Their tennis program is phenomenal. Apparently, one of the best in the world. It doesn't, money can't buy you love, man. They just want kids that want to play, and they make sure they get the best coaching.
So for me, like the other problem, like with my kids, not a problem, but like they all play soccer to start, right? And then they get old enough to start watching sports, and there's just not enough. There's not enough soccer.
Not everyone.
You're not watching that. And there's not a lot of people in this country.
I agree.
That are sitting around on Saturdays and Sundays watching soccer.
I know. I put my kids first sport we put them in.
Every kid plays soccer.
Put them in the soccer.
Boys, girls, they all play.
Boys, even if they don't want to play, and they're looking at you and they're following the ball, and you tell them
get
up
coordination
front and
thing and an exercise thing. Yeah.
And then it seems like at some age, a lot of them disappear.
Yeah.
But
because
it is
they
a
start
lot better.
watching the other sports, man. You start watching baseball, you start watching basketball, football. Like flag football, by the way, has become huge.
No,
with the kids now.
Been great,
huge,
great. That, by the way, the NFL. Nobody's happier about being in the Olympics, flag football, than the NFL. Thank you for our fan base. We appreciate it. We'll grow it some more. Hey, I want to tell you about Gary and Harvey this morning on a Friday. I do. Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah. Good morning, guys, and thank you for letting me talk about you every day, because you guys are really good at what you do. And more importantly than that, you're just really good friends that I appreciate. I really do. I'm talking about the partners of Cohen and Judah Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys that will handle your case from start to finish with 35 years of experience each, big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. See, they think communication and one-on-one is very important and keep you updated. When you start talking about automobile accidents, slip and falls, things that happen that weren't your fault, and you have to make a decision who you're going to go with, you got a lot of choices. I don't know, man, but I always get a kick out of it. I started noticing all these ads and national ads of law firms and some of the ones here in town. And I'm not taking shots at them. They're talking about all the great work they're going to do. And I go, well, what's we? You're not doing it. You got other attorneys going to do it, and they're going to handle a lot of cases. And probably you're not going to be a priority like you're going to be if you deal with Harvey and Gary, to be quite honest. Yeah, a lot of guys on their law firm, you should ask them. First question is, hey, are you actually handling cases? Oh, you don't. Oh, you're just a partner. Oh, I didn't realize that. Hey, well, listen, you won't get that with Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah. Not taking shots at, not trying to stir it up with law firms. Some of them I hear a little salty. Don't worry about it, man. You just take care of your business. Go to ConanJudah.com, read the reviews, partners who you can always get a hold of. 866 Fair Fee. And remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
The Joe Rose Show is
It's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us this morning?
A
A lot of crazy stuff today. We're laughing back there about all
my
this.
coaching stories. I could do this all day with you, but I've seen some stuff, bro.
Can you share that or no? Or
Oh, I don't know. It's funny. Someone came up to me at the game last night. We had the 4-year-old game last night, and they were like, they figured out like that I do the show with you in the morning because they heard me talking about the teams or whatever. And so he was, he brought it up to me yesterday. Anyway, so he had the 9-year-old game a couple nights ago, and I mean, this guy was the other coach of the other team was like,
he thought he was a college coach.
he was
Going up and
acting
down.
like, so Coach K was the most vicious coach I've ever seen on the sidelines, getting to do those Canes games with Joe Z, and you get to watch the other coaches. And Coach K would just berate the refs from the jump, right? And this guy was like, he just wouldn't let up.
A 9-year-old.
Just would not leave the officials alone the entire. I mean, it was wild. And we were laughing about it. They'd come over.
Do
and
the
we were
leagues-
laughing
do
about. I don't
the-
yell at the refs.
Do
but-
the leagues ever just go, hey, can you calm down and just kind of coach your kids and not worry about us so much?
I think, and again, I'm you're starting to realize a lot of stuff with doing this, but I think that a lot of these guys, they get that power, like they feel like they're Coach K or they feel like they're Spo or something on the sideline.
No,
right?
you're
So
right.
they're kind of living out a little
agree.
like a fantasy almost.
I agree.
And I think some people lose track of like what they're really
Yeah.
supposed to be doing.
Yeah, get your
Get
get your kids, man, and what you need.
Not
And
that it wouldn't be
make
fun
sure
to
they get
coach,
better.
like, if they ever wanted me to coach a Canes game or something, that'd be fun. Do it for a game.
Really,
Maybe. I don't know.
I wouldn't want to.
If Jay's ever out sick or something, they need someone to
Yeah.
fill in.
Yeah. By the way, it's a weird one. Jay Luke not here tonight, but Hollywood's going to take over.
Yeah.
See you in a coat and tie and stuff on the.
But
side.
there's a lot of like I gain a major respect for those guys too, though. Not that I didn't have it before, but you gain even more respect because you see like this is such low level stuff, and the criticism that you have to take is kind of it can be overwhelming.
I know it bothers you, man, because you've had some.
It does.
You've had some bad experiences, and your heart's in the right place because you want to be involved with your kids and you want to help other kids. I know.
I'm trying, but man, it is it's feisty out there.
At some point, you may have to turn it over to somebody else, man, and just kind of
just retire.
Well, go, but just enjoy it. You can police the parents. All right,
Oh yeah,
just
that'd
kidding.
be fun. All right, Joe, we got a strange event coming up tomorrow. UFC 329. Conor McGregor is back.
Wow.
He's had an interesting 5-year hiatus.
You know, it's amazing. I used to when he fought Mayweather,
Mm-hmm.
it was packed. I was at Bo Campers and it was jam packed.
Yep.
Every guy in the Miami Dolphins team was there. It was crazy. Everybody wanted to see what was going to happen, and now I could care less about that guy.
So McGregor is 37. He has not fought in 5 years, and obviously has had some significant off the field issues, whatever you want to call it. He's fighting Max Holloway, and Max Holloway is a minus 225 favorite. Conor McGregor plus 185. McGregor, I think, has gone up in weight for this thing. I will not be watching. Who do you pick here? Who do you like? I assume you're not watching either.
I'm not going to watch, but I do like the USC though a lot. He just
They do usually put on a good show.
This
but
guy, this guy
McGregor
just-
doesn't do it for me anymore.
no, he's made. Listen, God bless him. I'm not a hater on guys that figure out how to make a lot of money. I thought he's one of the greatest promoter of fights I'd ever seen. Some of the things he can't right.
Dana White.
No. McGregor.
Oh,
McGregor
McGregor,
can
oh.
really promote his own fights. He was great.
Yeah.
But man, his act got real old.
No, I mean that whole thing, like between McGregor, like Dana White, like they built that thing up into a
Dana
into
White,
a monster.
yeah,
no question.
They got it rolling. You want a matchup, you get it with
Yeah.
USC. Like, all right, we'll get it.
Has there in 2026? Has there been any good boxing? I'm trying to think when that Crawford fight was.
Kind of got.
Who did Crawford fought someone who was entertaining, but I don't.
I don't know what you're right though, man. Boxing is taking a
There's
real
nothing.
back seat. If somebody would have told me, I remember, and I was totally wrong. UFC will always take a back seat to boxing. And I was like, wrong, Joe Rose. You are a dumb not even close. By the way, we got those guys can't even get fights together till they're both 50 years old. We wait years and years to watch Pacquiao and Mayweather, and neither one of them, they end up never fighting in their prime.
Again?
I don't know.
Weren't they supposed to fight like in the Sphere or something?
I know Pacquiao was not very good last time. I think he was injured when they fought. He said he was injured.
Well, if he was injured then, was he 50 now?
Yeah. One thing about it, if you need some money.
Who's the biggest draw in boxing? Jake Paul?
No.
And I'm not joking when I say that.
No, come on.
He very well may be. Canelo?
I think one of the heavyweights, right?
I don't know. Who?
I don't know.
Pacquiao Mayweather 2 has been postponed to early 2027.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because of age.
Man. That stings.
Oh, I don't know, Woody. That's a great
Remember,
question.
they couldn't agree on drug testing and all this. There's just so much.
Can't agree on
so many politics in that thing, yeah.
Percentages of the purse, who's getting what, and the promoters are all pain in the ass. No. Yeah, it's terrible. All right.
I had a couple other things for you, but I'll jump to this one and we'll wrap up on this, Joe. And city officials across South Florida are urging residents to report illegal dumping, which has now become a persistent issue. Illegal dumping has become a pervasive issue across South Florida, with officials citing an epidemic of trash littering highways, open fields, and other places here, Joe. Among the most persistent problems are old tires, which local leaders say are creating environmental concerns.
Yeah.
In Pompano Beach, the issue recently led to a criminal case. Local authorities arrested some guy named Glenn after he was accused of illegally dumping dozens of tires in a field on Northwest 4th Street. He was charged with littering more than 500 pounds of trash, allegedly dumping a total of 100 tires during two separate visits.
Damn.
The cleanup effort following that incident cost the city approximately a whopping $1,500.
Yeah. All right.
Dispose of your trash properly. It's an epidemic, they said, Joe.
Well, I see. You probably see it going down the road. People throw their...
Well, listen to this. City officials point to the rising cost of legal disposal as a contributing factor. Disposing of tires professionally at a shop costs approximately $3 per tire. Did you know that?
No, I don't.
So next time you go and you get your tires changed, you get new tires.
Yeah.
You tell them, can you take the tires and just put them in my trunk? I'm going to go dump them on my own into a lake or a field or something.
Great, Woody.
And you save the $12.
I didn't even know, Wood.
Right?
You're educating me, my man. I
didn't know that either.
I had no idea. Seriously.
All I know is when you go to those places and you get auto work done, there tends to usually be a lot of fees added on.
All right. Well, Woody, let's go
to
break here. Get ready for 8:00. We've got a lot more. Boy, we've had a little drama. We've had a major breakup that cost a guy his job. We got a smoking hot baseball team, and we got the World Cup going on, including a game at Hard Rock Stadium tomorrow at 5:00 against two really good teams. And we got Dr. Barry, a Recovery Unplugged to tell you about. That's right. Hey, to all my brothers out there, I know it happens sooner or later. We all go through some downtime. You get a little depressed, hanging out the house. Most of the time you bounce out of it, right? You're able to get back out on your feet. Somebody leaves you. You go through a divorce. You lose your job. You're going through changes in your life, and you get off the road. Sometimes you need some help. Depression and anxiety is just part of it. We're seeing more and more of it, not only athletes, but everybody. And that's why I want to tell you, it's summertime, and Dr. Barry's team at Recovery Unplugged has your back. Their mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale is private, comfortable space to heal. That's what it's all about. It's a great facility. I spent some time at with music-based care that really hits the right note. They accept most major insurance plans, so call 954-737-4508 if you're going through it or somebody you really care about's going through it. Make sure you get them over there. Visit recoveryunplug.com to get more information. Hey, this summer, let Dr. Barry and his great staff make a difference in your life. This summer, heal out loud.
Winner Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia in Miami. At a Domino's game, you'll always find your Abuelito, and whenever you want a low price, you save their Pricito. Save now their Pricito at Doral Kia. Starting with the Marlins, who won their 6th straight, sweeping the Mariners 8-4. Miami will play their final series before the All-Star break at home against the Guardians. Tonight's first pitch is at 7:10 from Lone Depot Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storms roll in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate. Be careful out there. Temperatures in the triple digits. Feels like temperatures once again.
Whoa, man.
Hot as heck out there,
Oh,
Joe.
1 hour on a tennis court. I felt like it was out of shape. Holy smokes.
And before we get back to action here, Joe, let's also get people a World Football Scoreboard update brought to you by our friends at Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra, handcrafted Casamigos margaritas, a scratch-made menu, and screens that put you in the front row every game. It's all going down at the Lodge. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views. We had France beat Morocco 2-0 yesterday, and we got a good one today at 3 o'clock. Belgium and Spain.
Spain, one of the favorites, man.
So I hear.
Spain. Be all good teams now. This can be fun to watch, and of course tomorrow at Hard Rock, Norway and England, 5 o'clock start there as well. Hey, Woody, on top of that, we got a great story, man. I'm not letting up. This is their time to shine as well, and that's Marlins baseball. 26-8 since June 1st. Never thought I was going to say that. Never with this baseball team. They're absolutely heating up. They got 3 left. They just swept Seattle. Before that, they swept the A's on the West Coast. 3 against Cleveland starting tonight. They got a lot of great stuff going on. And would love to see. And we're going to find out a lot about how people feel with the crowds are going to get this weekend at the Lone Depot Park. So get your tickets at marlins.com/tickets. They've got great deal, great value. You can check and see. They always have great promotions going on so people can get more for their dollar going out there besides just great baseball right now.
Can I share a few?
Yeah,
of these
what do you
with
have? Just a couple. Give me a couple
All
of
right.
teasers.
So today's the 10th, right?
Yeah.
Friday, July 10th, Joe. You got the Guardians in town. We got $5 Bud Happy Hour. Fans 21 and up can enjoy $5 beers at the Budweiser bar before the first pitch.
Okay.
So that's about 3 or 4, right? Get you nice and ready for the game.
Used to be. Not yet, but yeah.
Then you got
sure.
fireworks after the game.
Great.
Everyone likes fireworks. It's Military Appreciation Night as well, by the way. They have a ticket package available for that. On Saturday, we got the USA 250th celebration presented by Budweiser. They got a cool jersey package for that one. We got the red, white, and brew. We got pizza Saturdays, 4 tickets, a pizza, 4 drinks. So you got that and the Legends Pin Series. Saturday's a busy day. Charles Johnson, CJ with the pin there. And
one of the class acts of all time. Speaking of a guy could throw guys out, yeah. CJ was something else, man. Really a sweetheart of a guy. Saw him out the last game. I was there and sitting next to us, and just a class act. So a lot of stuff. If you want to get out,
at 140, Joe. This is the best deal in all the sports here. The 4 for $44. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, and 4 popcorns for $44.
Yeah,
and the kids
That's
are going to
the
get
best
a
deal.
Billy the Marlin shoulder plush for the first 10,000 fans.
wow.
And alumni selfies going on
Okay.
as well, Section 205.
There you go.
And it's Top Gun Day.
A lot of stuff.
I like Top Gun. You like
a
Top
lot
Gun?
of stuff before the All-Star break there, man.
Yeah.
That's big stuff.
And then the Padres come to town after that. Do you hate the Padres? Is that like
No,
it's just the Dodgers?
it's just Dodgers.
Okay.
Padres don't like the Dodgers either. They kick everybody's ass on the West Coast. Nobody likes them. They're kicking everybody's ruined everywhere, actually, right now. Hey, Wood. So anyway, besides that, and thank you for all the stuff on the Marlins, man. What a nice story, and just player after player after player stepping up here and getting great pitching, getting really, really good pitching right now. I wanted to just say a couple of things here. I want to get back to just bring this back home, and I know we do professional stuff in college, so we like to talk about our favorite high school athletes down here and We're very lucky because of our weather and that we got great athletes, men and women, a lot of them down here. And every time you turn on something, they're from here in South Florida. But I got to say something. And this goes to parents of all ages. Like this fundamental thing, it's gotten really bad, and it's everywhere. It's going on everywhere where, it's hard to get parents to want to donate their time to be coaches for their kids. And usually you have a kid, you want to be involved if you have the hours to do it. If it works around your schedule, you want to be involved. Either the head coach or an assistant to help out because they're little kids and they're learning sports and you want it to be a great experience. And really, it's the idiot parents that screw it up. It really is. You guys are the ones that F everything up over the top. And I love guys. I call them cowardly guys who decide that they want to just show up, never have anything to do with the team, but want to show up at the games, last second get in, and then tell you how to do everything and yell and scream at the guys that are donating their time. They may not be the best. I'm not saying they're all great, going to be pro coaches someday, the ones that are donating their time, but at least they're organizing things and donating. And if you don't like the way they're doing it, then get involved. But you can't come in and start ripping you and your wife and tell your wife to shut up. You guys it needs to stop. And the wife's sitting up there, we need to get a new coach. We need to get a new coach. Stop it.
Well, let me ask
Have
you.
your husband get his ass out there. Get his fat ass out there, and you do it if you got so much time, and let everybody blast you and see how it goes.
This is a serious question. What are parents' expectations for volunteer coaches? Like, do you expect a coach that?
Oh, you're not making $100,000 a year. Oh, shoot, I forgot about.
No, I'm paying the same league fee that everyone else is paying, right? They don't break you off a discount or something for coaching, right? So I'm paying the same way everyone else is. But what are the realistic expectations? Like, yeah. I don't have a coaching background. I don't imagine any of the coaches that coach in these rec leagues have coaching backgrounds.
So I want to say one other thing with this too. Like, you're going out, we're talking about kids, a lot of them playing these sports for the first time, and you want it to be a good experience. You want them to fall in love with it, and you want them to keep playing. And you don't want it to be a babysitting service where your kids aren't getting better. And one of the reasons they don't get better, because as a father, you don't spend time. I don't care if you're a part-time father or full-time, that you're not spending more time with that kid to get better and playing catch with them and kicking the ball with them and stuff. And you just throw it on the guy like you or somebody else is donating their time to be out there with your son. And you do spend a lot of time with your kids. You made me look bad with the amount of time you spend with your two boys. But I've had a gut full of these guys, man. I see something now, I'm calling guys out. I'm just saying, hey, man, you need to slow down. I'm not going to make a big deal about it, but you're embarrassing everybody. And
one thing I've learned too, Joe, is these leagues will not turn anyone down. Like, if you want to volunteer, if you don't like what you're seeing, if you want to get involved, like, I know me personally with my teams, like anyone that has wanted to help, be an assist, whatever they want, like, I've been more than happy to take people. Like, I don't care. Like, you want to help.
You just can't. You're an embarrassment to your kid, first of all, by the way you act. And second of all, spend more time with your friggin' kid and help him catch up with everybody else. If you don't like the way things are going and you feel like he's not getting better, I'll tell you how he gets better. He didn't get better with somebody coaching him every day. He gets better with the work you do at home with him. My son got a lot better playing all our spare time, whatever the sport is. And that's how your kids get better. But
if you don't feel like you have the knowledge or whatever, then and you don't think
it's just gotten bad.
Then you can send your kid. Like, I send Leon's at heat camp this week with professional coaches that can help them learn to play. Like, I like to think that I can certainly help them. So I know a lot about the game, but
Woody, this parent thing's been around for a long time. Out of control parents, and it's bad. It's bad everywhere. I did some in California. It's bad there too. And it's just so I just don't have.
One of our texters made a really good point. He said that, this creates drama between you and those families as your kid goes to school with all of them. And, you become, enemies of people in your community and stuff. And it's like, yeah, like it has backfired on
There-
me badly.
There is nothing worse than knowing somebody and really liking them, and now you're coaching their kid, and you see a different side of them that's just absolutely embarrassing, where you're going home. You go home as, I can't be around this guy. You ought to see this guy. He's a friggin' idiot. He's like crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, Haywood, I just wanted to bring that up. Like,
No, it's really an interesting topic though, but it
not really
has been
interesting. It's embarrassing.
it's honestly you're right. It has bummed me out because I've certainly have tried to donate time coaching 2 teams at
I
once.
think you ought to get out.
Well,
I just
I don't know.
stay.
The doctor
just
said my
stay.
blood pressure's not so good, so
Well,
I have to. But
I just or let somebody else come in there. Let one of those guys, those
But
those
here's the
guys
thing.
in suits that
if
comes
they
in late.
wanted to, they would. Like, these leagues are asking people to coach because I think by now parents know, like, if you volunteer to coach, I think you know what you're getting into.
Well, I got to tell you, my man, I hope you don't get mad at me. It's starting to affect you. Like,
It is
this
start,
stuff.
yeah, absolutely. I'm not
And
gonna
this is
lie
no,
about that.
This is no joke. And so again, I wouldn't be quiet about it or hold it inside. And you get this, doesn't matter if it's basketball or baseball, getting confronted by stupidity
Yeah.
and ignorance of parents, either the father coming in at the last second or some mother sitting up there screaming, "We got to get rid of this guy. He's a terrible coach." How would you know a good coach from a bad coach? And if your husband's a good coach, get his ass out there. You make him leave work. You seem to be wearing the pants. Get his ass there early.
Sound like my therapist this morning.
Thank you,
I
Woody.
appreciate this, Joe.
Now you're
Making
opening
me-
up.
making me
Don't
feel
you
better.
start talking about your therapist too. We can't do that. We can't
No.
have everybody. All right, hey Wood, we've got.
I'm gonna be running up quite
Man,
a bill if I keep coaching.
You threw me off, man, but I knew it was going to explode, man. I knew it, and man, we can't have it. And by the way, we talk about it, and they're still. I got former teammates who are out there acting like idiots, and we used to go to games and watch my son. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Well, he's not doing it. He's not doing it right. Well, look, they didn't ask you to coach. Just stand on the side. You get kicked out of everything. You notice anything?
So one guy, 609, is talking about I was going to get involved. He said he had so much fun with all the kids. There's some adults that really ruin it. Joe's right. Some parents don't spend enough time with their kids. Another guy says, watch a YouTube video once a week and you'll be just fine about how to coach. Okay.
YouTube video.
Yeah.
Boy, that'd do it all.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, then now the YouTube video teach parents how to find time to get more involved with their kids and coach them and stuff? Or is it just the YouTube helps them like be a better parent, coach from behind, second guessing everything and screaming and having your wife doing it with you, which is really, boy, that's a real turn on for everybody to have to hear.
I mean, look, I like to think I can.
I always love this one too. Like when the women are up there and they're talking like, we got to get a new coach. I was talking to my husband, we need a new coach. That's great. Go find one. You can do it. Go find
right.
one.
There has been some of the moms too, but I don't know, man.
Nobody's getting the hall pass, Woody.
I don't know. I watch a lot of basketball practices throughout the year. So,
by the way, YouTube's not going to help this little problem here. Just so
no, but I mean, I get to watch the
YouTube
Canes basketball
YouTube
practices.
Is not
I watch the Barry basketball practices. Like, I like to think I know a little bit about what's going on. But
well, listen, man,
I
always say this, and it's not quite 9:00, but nothing can mess up your Friday. And
you're trying.
I'm trying to.
You're trying
to work this thing a little bit here.
I got a game, tomorrow. I gotta focus, man.
All right. Well, listen, you're going to be back at it. I can't wait.
Lock in.
Can't wait to hear. Hey, we've got a lot more stuff to get to. I thought Tom Brady, man, was great getting in it. He came up with one of the greatest things I got to use, Tom. I'm going to Real Housewives of the NFL, called the wide receivers. That's classic. Tom Brady, that could be one of the great lines of all time, man. I tell you, you are. That was fantastic. Just fantastic. They've always been like this. The only one who was Paul Warfield never got any targets. In the 70s when they had undefeated teams, like maybe a guy that swallowed his ego more than anybody of all the great receivers of all time was Paul Warfield, because he's a Hall of Famer and he could have caught he's one of the greatest receivers of all time. And look at his numbers, like 40 catches for 800 yards.
When you guys were talking about it earlier, I was thinking Calvin Johnson. I feel like he was a guy that wasn't very diva-ish. He kind of just did his job.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. He was just he was on my physically talented list. You're right. You didn't hear much about him ever.
Yeah, felt like he was a pretty good guy in Detroit.
I'm sure he wanted to be on better teams besides put up all those monster numbers.
Yeah, he retired early because they were so bad.
Yeah, he did. That was a common thing on that team.
Barry Sanders did the same thing.
Yeah, running back and wide receiver said, I can't do this.
Can't do with all the losing.
Yeah. And two of the greatest players in the history of forget their team and their organization of the NFL. I said this. I believe the most physical, talented, gifted receivers that I've ever seen, minus not throwing in the diva stuff or anything else, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, and Calvin Johnson. You got anybody else you want to put on the physically talented? You know, I didn't put Jerry Rice on there. He's the greatest receiver of all time. Stats don't lie in either the championships. We got to go to break. Woody's right. I'm going super late. Super sure, matter of fact. Super sure about not being super late. When you sign your insurance policy for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission done. Then you don't hear from them again until that renewal pops up. Your business runs all year, and so do the gaps and the risks. That's why I'm introducing Super Sure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just buy a policy online. Super Sure is a super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts, which translates your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know exactly what is protected. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform. All your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com, paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Loctite Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Loctite Impact, South Florida's top-rated impact windows, doors, and roofing provider with thousands of 5-star reviews.
The Guardians have come to town to face the Marlins tonight. First pitch at 7:10. Marlins on deck at 6:30. Friday with the Fish. This is the home of the Miami Marlins. FM 104.3 WQAM and
Joe, before we get back to the show here, I want to let people know the soccer tournament is here. We're giving away a soccer swag bundle valued at around $300 from Sinbad Sports in the Coral Ridge Mall in Fort Lauderdale. For your chance to win, text the word pitch to 20357. That's pitch to 20357. For more information, go to WQAM.com. This is a text contest. Message and data rates apply. Do not text and drive.
All right, Wood, and we've been bouncing here. This has been a kind of a bouncing day here from a play-by-play announcer in the NBA, TV play-by-play announcer, losing his job from a scorned girlfriend that found out she's being cheated on, got to his Instagram and called him out. One of the classics, man. One of the great classics we'll ever see. He gets into her Instagram account. This is, this is my girlfriend of 6 years. So it really got me, Woody, when I read it the first couple of times. I was like, so I looked down and go, this is my girlfriend of 6 years. And I'm going, oh, wow, this is weird. The guy's doing it. And so there's a picture, and he and his girlfriend of 6 years hugging each other in a party, a nice picture. But I cheated on her with Lauren Waters. So now they got a picture of Lauren Waters. So feel free to continue following me if you really think I'm a good guy, because I'm not. So I still laugh. Anyway, San Antonio Spurs did not think it was very funny. They fired him. And I got to tell you, that is, if you're looking at great jobs, talking about road and home with the team, doing their games on TV, maybe a couple of the nationally televised games you have off, but usually you still work. The team will ask you to do stuff, either on social media or other things, still want that flavor. So you're with the team, pays really well, really good job. Not saying anything, Eric and Goldie, but those are great jobs at hockey and the basketball jobs on TV. But he got fired. So there's been a little controversy about San Antonio. Well, wait a second. He cheated, but there's been a lot of cheating going on, and he cheated on a girlfriend, and he didn't break really any legal laws, and, they weren't even married. And so I've heard it all over last night and this morning with this thing.
A lot of people are upset about the firing.
And then there's a lot of people that are upset. And then the other side is like, look at, man, you're the face, besides the players, the best players, you're the face of the team. And when they're gone, you'll still be there usually. Like Eric Reed's an original. Like Goldie's been there a long, long time.
Yeah, I personally think this guy kind of crossed the line, though, right? I mean, you're talking about a player's sister. That's probably strike one.
I left that out.
Strike two is the fact that this thing, now is public and it embarrassed your organization. You can't in that job. And I think like Eric Reed would probably be the first person to tell you, it's like, you can't embarrass the organization.
Yeah.
These guys are the representatives of the team. Like, you can't do that.
And listen, there's a bunch of really good announcers lining up.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's a very, very
the
good
old,
job.
we're all replaceable.
Yeah.
And so Jacob Toby, who's a young, good-looking guy, man, it bounced around a little bit, but, man, you got into the right place, the right team. I mean, what a great job. TV play-by-play announcer for the San Antonio Spurs. And
by the way, if you're out there thinking of cheating, let this be like a cautionary tale here.
Yeah,
because,
you never know when somebody's hurt
badly
what they will do. And
yeah.
she got into his Instagram, and by the way, very, very nicely done. She put herself in there.
You know how easy it is to do that, though? I had to tell you this morning.
I don't have
all
Instagram.
You need. I know you don't have Instagram. Thank God. All you need to do is have the code to their phone,
and you can get in.
Oh,
you
yeah,
set it
sure.
up and get in there.
And everyone knows. I mean, they've been dating for 6 years. Everyone knows each other's codes.
Yeah.
It's usually your birthday or something like that, right? But
wow, Woody.
See, all you do is you log right in there, because my phone, you unlock it, and you can get into any of the social media apps.
Yeah.
You don't need a password to log into those things.
Right.
Someone got into my phone, they could have a free-for-all.
Yeah.
Take the Joe Rose Show Twitter account for a spin.
Well, I will tell you, don't do that. No spins. No spin.
I won't even tell you the password of that thing.
I don't.
Last thing I need is you thumbing out stuff.
No, I know.
Late at night when you.
I tried a couple. I might end up trumping somebody out there. You're right.
Yeah, we can't have you. No. Yeah, we can't have you sending out madness in the middle of the night.
I'm not.
I wake up.
I
got
see
text
things too.
messages.
It's so funny. I see things sometimes. I'm like, what? Things you see sometimes. You're like, what?
Maybe you would be good on Twitter. I don't know.
Probably not. Probably.
You'd be controversial.
You think?
Omar said everyone doesn't know the code to their other's phones. They were together for 6 years. Some point during the 6-year span, the guy was probably like, or the girl was like, hey, can I get some of those pictures off the phone? Like anything? Like, what's the code? Like, she must know the code.
Never give it to her?
6 years?
I don't know. Was what Omar said, that's not true. Seems like 6 years together, you're at yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she unlocked it and held it over his face while he was sleeping and used the face unlock. I don't know. Either way, it's not that hard.
I know a lot of guys have been busted off falling asleep or
And the phone, yeah.
The phone's ruined a lot of relationships with text messages and things that pop up. Anyway,
maybe someday Vrabel will write a book on
I'll tell you what, this thing
how to hold on to a 6-year cheating
this
deal.
thing got ugly. Wow, crazy. Then this Christian Pulisic thing, and now everybody's got
one ugly story to another.
Yeah, it's like everybody got involved with this. Maybe the greatest American player of all time, according to what everybody was saying. He got Landon Donovan and some of his former teammates that played for the U.S. team, just ripping this guy. I mean, it's one thing to say the guy did not play well, and your best players have to play really well in this tournament if you're going to have success. And so they're all over him, but they got personal about it's his family. He's a bad guy. He doesn't do things. He won't say hello to people. He won't do interviews. His teammates don't like him. He doesn't want to be part of this thing. He thinks they crushed him. He's everything that's wrong. And it just, when you look at the guy, he doesn't look that way. And, but yeah, they're saying he's just been, got a bunch of bad people in his life, and they're getting on him about his interview and what he had to say afterwards. Take some friggin' responsibility and all this. And so now some of the other announcers are getting all over Landon Donovan, who, by the way, is a pretty easy target himself. Like, what did you do, bro? Anyway, and then Landon Donovan comes out and says, yeah, Christian Pulisic and I don't have a great relationship. I got to tell you, the drama of this American team for the World Cup is just incredible. All the different takes. And then I heard this one this morning. I was watching more, and they go, at least Christian Pulisic would go over and wasn't scared at a young age when he was talented to go play on some of the best teams in the world and leave home. Unlike those guys, they're talking about it that stayed in the MLS the whole time, played minor league soccer their whole life. That's not what it sounds for. But anyway, it's crazy.
They're really doing a disservice to U.S. soccer by.
I think it's great.
Pile here, but
yeah,
you think it's great because you like drama.
No, because at the end of the day, we're not a very good team. We're okay.
What do you mean not very good.
We're not a top 8 or 10 team.
They were top 16.
All right, so
they were good for what they are. We're not a soccer country.
But I will tell you,
we're just not.
It doesn't change in any sport. When you're the best player and you don't play well in that series, you get ripped. You get blasted.
I understand, but we are not a soccer country. Our soccer league, our pro soccer league is what? 10th best out of all the leagues, 15th best. Like basketball, we're the best.
Everybody keeps telling me.
Baseball.
Everybody keeps telling. Well, not the whole world plays some of those sports.
I know they play,
Football.
but if you want to play at the top level, you come here, right?
Well, you try to come over here.
If you want to play basketball at the highest level.
No.
You're playing here. You want to play baseball at the highest level, you're coming here.
You didn't say that, but not.
You want to play hockey at the highest level, you're coming here.
That's true.
And hockey's not an American sport either necessarily, but
I agree.
You're coming, you're playing the NHL if you want to make the big bucks.
I don't disagree. You can come, and a lot of guys.
That's not the case for soccer, though. You want to play soccer, you got to go over there.
The follow up to everything is a lot of those foreign players. Boy, his name was when you were throwing that out there. Listen, look at the success of Japanese players in Major League Baseball right now. I mean, they got some best pitchers. They got the best player. Look at Venezuela wins the World Baseball Classic. Look how good they are. Dominican. I mean, it's baseball's good point. And France. Look at France in basketball. Got a lot of good players, and they're getting better.
The Olympics are gonna be really fun to watch basketball.
I agree.
Because there's a lot of competition now.
Serbia,
Yeah, they're good too.
not bad. You see,
Yep.
think sec who's going to be on that team. Anyway, what do y'all know? I've been told since I started doing radio, someday we're going to be one of the best. Soccer is going to grow as our young kids play the sport, and then the fallout of
Great.
a lot of those kids that are really good at soccer end up being field goal kickers.
The MLS is like the Sun Belt on the global scale. Like if the global scale was college football, they'd be like the Tulanes and the JMUs that sneak into the tournament.
The Moss family's ready to come after you right now.
I'm just saying.
I like how he threw Tulane in there after they just hired their coach.
Well, now he's at a real program here.
Hey, you know what, Joe? I
We're
God
never-
willing, I look forward to having this conversation with you again in 4 years. And we can talk about how we're almost there. or
God
whatever.
willing, ain't going to happen for me, bro. On behalf of, I'm going to be doing
Dad or
trying to-
retired?
I'm going to be trying to do walks in the mountains and stuff. I don't know
Okay.
what the hell, man. I hope I'm alive.
Yeah, right. You're gonna be
Hope I'm
complaining
alive.
about
No, I'm not gonna-
playoff droughts, and hopefully we got to crush it by 4 years.
Let
right?
me tell you something. If this thing with the Miami Dolphins gets to 30 years and we haven't won a playoff game, I'm telling every Dolphin fan I know to find a new team. I swear I am. I'm telling every Dolphin fan I know to find a new team. I want to give these guys a couple years because I think they're going to do it. I knew you were going to laugh when I said that.
30 years would be a long time.
Well, that's the Lions. The Lions waited 30 years
Yeah.
before they started
It's a long time.
put that thing together. Finally started winning some games.
But we're gonna get to 26 this year, right?
I don't know. Is this 26 or 27? I'm
Unless
confused.
Omar's thing comes to fruition.
Yeah, but 10 wins doesn't. Now it's 10-7. It's not all of a sudden you're going to win a playoff game because you're 10-7.
Yeah, they won the wild card game.
Wild card has not been our best friend. It always seems to be when we go to a wild card, we go to cold weather. We're playing against, outside of the bye week, we're playing against the next second or third best team in your conference at home, and we get kicked around.
Yeah, but the cold thing's not an issue anymore.
No.
We
it's not
played in
gonna-
Green Bay.
By the way, it's not going to be.
It's cold in Green Bay, from what I hear.
It's not going to be when these guys get this thing the way they want. They've heard it. They've heard it all. All right. We're super late, and we don't follow format here in the morning, especially on a Friday. Chill Zone AC, though. Melissa, the president, Miss Melissa De Verona, thank you so much. We had a great experience at Chill Zone Air Conditioning. I do want to share with everybody that's had bad dealings with any kind of air conditioning company out there. If you're in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach County, you can hear me right now on WQAM. Chill Zone Air Conditioning does things a little bit differently. I've never heard of this. The president, Melissa De Verona, takes all the phone calls. And I called and I told my wife. Now, she answered right away. I started laughing. She said, hello, this is Melissa. Can I help you? Chill Zone. And off and running. I said, yeah, one of my air conditioning units not working. Oh, my God, Joe, we'll get there tomorrow. Here's the window. And as it gets closer, I'll get you right to. So she did. She gave me a 2-hour window and then called me back within, like said, they should be there at like 11:05. They were there like 11:03. It was unbelievable. And knowledgeable, really good staff on all of their trucks that go out every day. It's just a different way of doing things. Hey, man, no more waiting all day. No more the price that I need a new air conditioning unit. No, I don't. There's no more prices go up and down crazy. No, none of that stuff. I love the way they do business, and I know you will too. If you're really tired of having bad air conditioning experiences, you won't anymore with Chill Zone Air Conditioning. They do it differently. 786-378-2778. Tell them you heard it right here on WQAM. Stay chill with Chill Zone Air Conditioning. Go to chillzoneac.com.
WQAM broadcasting
I got to tell you, Woody, I never thought I was going to say this, but I don't know if it has to do with age, too much free time during the day. I have really enjoyed the World Cup. And I got people in my life that are really having a problem with me saying that, which is really amazing to me. Because, we kind of get set in the sports we like, and I've been guilty of it too. I'm not always real fast to bring in new sports, but I also know some of the sports I like, a lot of you don't like. I've heard a lot of people complain, don't talk about tennis, bro. Nobody cares about it. Unless you play, nobody cares about tennis. I don't play golf, but I love watching golf in the big tournaments. Back nine on a Sunday. Love it.
But that's not accurate about tennis. You go to the event. How many people go to the event over 2 weeks? A few 100,000?
Oh, no, this event now that they have at Hard Rock's unbelievable.
Yeah, so you can't say nobody cares.
They break records. But
I mean, we can't sit here and talk Formula One, but they get, I don't know, what do they get? 250,000 people over 3 days?
Yeah.
Like, you can't say no one cares, but
this World Cup thing, because
the numbers, by the way, have you seen the numbers?
Yeah, they're doing great.
They're putting up NFL numbers.
So the thing about this World Cup, and again, I've been more open-minded to be getting educated on the guys besides just Messi. But it's helped that Messi, listen, one of the reasons this thing's been great for me is because Messi has been so good at age 39. I'm always amazed when the Bradys and the Joker, you and I were talking the other day, Djokovic a lot more likable now. And you said that, and I went, oh, my God, I totally agree.
I don't know that there's ever been an athlete that has embraced being a villain as well as that guy
I
has.
don't think he's embraced it. I don't think he likes
really?
it. No.
He seems to lean into it.
No.
The way I see it, at least. He seems to lean into it and just screw you guys. I'm going to be me. And I don't know. I just think he's great for that sport. I love watching him.
He's been great. He's the greatest.
He's fiery.
He's the greatest male tennis player of all time.
You see dancing and stuff the other day. It was fun, man.
No, he's having fun while he's.
You need personality in individual sports, which is why, like, we talk about golf, right? I think that golf, the players, the top players, especially, like, they lack any sort of personality, and it makes it a little bit more difficult. Like, Tiger had a fiery personality.
Yeah, people
right?
liked it.
People gravitated
didn't
towards
like
Tiger
it,
because,
know how he was
but
doing
you wanted to watch it.
Right. I agree.
Now these guys, like, they're almost all of them are interchangeable. Like, I couldn't pick them out of a lineup. Like,
Yeah, some.
There's just nothing unique or interesting about any of them.
But Djokovic's become very likable. I totally agree.
He's going to win today, by the way.
I don't think he's going to beat Sinner today, but
Sinner's going to retire.
But the other thing about
injury
about this guy, he's done everything. He's got more majors than anybody, and because of that, and he knows the other guys have retired, so he's not worried about getting chased right now by Nadal, and Nadal's a couple behind him.
Federer's walking around in a suit.
Roger Federer's in a nice suit, making money.
That was a nice suit.
Hanging out with his corporate sponsors. I mean, he's like, hey, I can't screw this thing completely up. So I just think this is all bonus to the program, man.
Yeah.
And he still goes to semifinals in every tournament. All these majors, he's still, and usually it's one of the two guys that's been beating him, Sinner or Alcaraz. And so I don't know. Sinner doesn't look as good, but again,
but Sinner doesn't seem to have much of a personality for the most part. I don't know.
Alcaraz, look how popular Alcaraz is.
Understandable why he's popular.
He's a rock star. Now he's injured.
Whatever happened to that Australian guy who was like always breaking rackets and stuff and cursing?
Oh, yeah. He's, I don't know.
Is he out?
Yeah, he's out. All right. Out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's.
What happened to that guy?
I don't know. He was great, though, to watch. I mean, literally.
He was melting down every
he had
match.
meltdowns. People love to see him. They're like, if you want him at your tournament, because he's going to do something, and people want to see him break 5 rackets, go off on the umpire, scream at fans, and then leave.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't have a coach. You know that. He just shows up by himself. It's incredible. And he's got ridiculous talent. Anyway, hey,
they were showing the captain of the Netherlands soccer team.
Yeah.
His last name was, you help me with this? It was spelled Dijk. I'm not making this up. It just showed him on the screen. His last name is something Van, Dijk.
DJ,
Any idea how they say that?
no. Why don't you try to
Well, we
figure
got the
out?
9:00 hour Friday coming up. I was just curious, like Dijk, how you would pronounce that in.
I know you want to say it. Just say the word. You're
I don't know.
dying
I'm
to
asking
say it.
you.
No, you're trying to.
You're a
you want
tennis
to
guy.
You want to say a naughty word. Go ahead. Say it.
Nah.
Say it, man.
I was just curious.
Hey, man, I'm going to talk about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Do you need cash to pay off taxes, liens, judgments, IRS, high interest rates, second mortgages, credit card debt? Call Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. 561-441-2730. Matter of fact, call or text him even better. And if you own a commercial or residential property with equity, call Michael right now. He can help you. Been helping Floridians for over 30 years. If you're looking to buy a home today, he'll get you pre-approved with very little money down. Now's the time to lock in before interest rates may go even higher. Call a cell phone. The guy works 24/7, 7 days a week. Yes, you can always get a hold of him by calling or texting him to get the process started, get it done in half the time of the big banks, and always going to get you the best darn rates out there. 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730. Nobody does it better than Michael Kotze in his 30-plus years of business right here in South Florida. Whatever kind of mortgage you're looking for, Michael Kotze can do it for you. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Dated without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
Miami, Fort Lauderdale. WQAM Miami, an Odyssey sports station. The home of Joe Rose with Hollywood, Tobin and Leroy, and Hot Crowder and Solana. South Florida sports lives here.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia in Miami. At a Domino's game, you'll always find your Abuelito, and whenever you want a low price, you'll save with your Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Kia, starting with the Marlins, who won their 6th straight, sweeping the Mariners 8-4. Miami will play their final series before the All-Star break at home against the Guardians. Tonight's first pitch is at 7:10. From Lone Depot Park, you can catch the game right here on WQAM. And on the World Cup, France beat Morocco 2-0. Today at 3, Belgium will play Spain. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate. Temperatures going to creep into the triple digits here once again, so make sure and stay hydrated. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
Going to talk some Dolphins, talk some football with Kim Camper, Milpitas High School in Milpitas, California. Am I saying that right?
So if you're not practicing in pads, how do you get hard? How do you get physical if you're not doing that?
A little taste of some of these big guys coming out, hitting them. Like, all right, you think you're going to run around our guy? How about if you get a little taste of Landon Dickerson coming right down your throat?
The throw to Ayuk inside, touchdown. Samuel leading the way. Ayuk comes inside of him.
Yeah, sometimes football can be a dirty business. There's no question about it. It's down and dirty.
I feel bad throwing Dono in there, but
he didn't deserve that.
My God, did we get him that day? Poor guy. He's such a nice guy.
He is a good
the
guy.
Best. I love Alex Dono.
You know what?
But man, did we get him good.
Alex Dono's way too nice a guy for these talk shows. He's just too good a guy. Like, you got to like Alex Dono.
I think he's great at what he's doing right now. The lockdown.
No, he's
is
fantastic.
It's great.
But that's what you do.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to get here with guys like you.
Jokes. Yeah, it was terrible.
You do the down and dirty stuff, and
he read it though. Like I put it on his paper. I remember putting it on his paper that morning, and he just
did. You spell it out as
yeah. He read it right off the paper. Like, here, listen.
Going to talk some Dolphins, talk some football with Kim Camper, Milpitas High School in Milpitas, California. Am I saying that right?
No, you're not. I still laugh. So stupid.
It was a cruel joke to play on the poor guy.
You know what? I've known since I got here in 1980 that being from Northern California and seeing that sign every time I drive down there, and I was dating 2 different gals different times, but I used to drive by the, Milpitas town and the population and stuff. And I never really thought about it. It was like, all right, it's Milpitas. It's fine. And then you started.
You're putting extra emphasis on the word now. Like the way you said it the first time, I didn't know where Bo was from. And one day you said it, and I looked out. What did he say? Where's that guy from?
It's just so childish, but I still laugh. You're such an idiot. You are.
We need.
You're a real jerky, man. You're a real jerky. No question about that.
By the way, that player, that soccer guy, it's pronounced Van Dyke. Dyke.
Oh, is that how?
Dijk
Okay.
is pronounced. Yeah.
A lot safer, Dyke. And by the way, just so everybody knows, Woody's a smart guy, and he could have looked up to find out, but he really didn't want to because he was hoping there was a chance that the guy was a dick. That's how you are.
I really was hoping.
Yeah, you were. You're hoping somebody.
Jamie, by the way, this is sick. Jamie was looking for the guy's jersey. He wanted to post a picture on the stream of the guy's jersey, but he puts his first name on the jersey instead of his last name. So he can't even put it up.
Yeah, it was a failed attempt by me. I was trying to put the jersey up in time, but all of his names say Virgil.
Right.
Virgil doesn't do anything for me.
No. You guys. Oh, man. You guys need to go hang out with your buddies and have a few beers and just act very childish with guy stuff. Seriously, be a good idea this weekend. You guys need to do that.
Yeah, you're the mature one in the room.
Yes, I am very
Learn from
mature.
the best, Joe.
And
Yeah.
all right, so
You still have a lot of growing up to do.
I do have a lot of growing up to do. All right, so anyway, we've got Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk going to join us coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll talk to him. By the way, there's a guy that's been all in on the NFL, like really since you're in Pro Football Talk, and I don't know how the hell he got the name, but he got it. And his life is the NFL, and he likes the World Cup. Man, I saw his stuff, and it made me feel good because a lot of people ripping me for like, enough with the World Cup. Let me know when hockey and baseball and the football's back.
Well, next week.
Next week, actually, yeah.
Football's back next week, officially.
We had Big 12. By the way, Big 12 has not made very much of a splash.
No, except for the guy quarterback, the Tua at Colorado there.
But overall, it's been...
No, I know you're saying it's been quiet.
The problem is it's still going to be about the Big Ten and the SEC. It just is. They're running the show. They are.
Yes.
They're running the show.
So I've heard.
No, you know that.
I know.
But
next week, though, we're going to Charlotte for the ACC.
And we're going to have a lot of Kane stuff. That's going to be
big day coming up on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday will be fun.
Yeah. Get to know. I'm guessing the QB's going up? No?
Yes.
You know who's going up?
I know that he's going.
You want to try to make a run? Does Malachi go?
No. I don't believe so.
Our running back go?
Yes.
Gotta go.
Yes. I know that the quarterback and Fletch are going.
Good. Got to have somebody from defense who, I know it's got to be. It's got to be your defensive tackle. Cardinal Gibbons High School. Got to be. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Guys, Solana told me that guy is the captain of Liverpool and he has more Instagram followers than Tom Brady.
Is that right?
Van D. Virgil Van D.
Hey, he's
one of the greatest center backs of all time. He's a center back, Van D.
I didn't know that, but I got to tell you, see Messi's numbers?
No.
Are you aware of his social media platform?
Is he popular?
Huh.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You been a smartass?
No.
Yeah. Sells more jerseys than anybody. 39 years old. And by the way, nobody's mad about the way he's playing right now. Speaking of and you know another guy that's really changed? Now, I only know this because I was in France for a week. And when I was there, they were not very happy with Mbappe. Not very happy at all.
Really?
No, because he played on their team over there, the number one club in PSG, and they hated him because he left and it didn't go well. He didn't get anything done. And then he leaves, goes to Real Madrid, and they win it the last 2 years. So they were a little down. When I was over there, they were like, Mbappe's nothing, and we got a bunch of young guys that are it. And now they're not saying that because in their biggest, a lot bigger than PSG, is that national team for France, and he is the lead dog, man. Another beautiful goal. Missed a free kick, but
whatever. We only needed one.
You only needed one. And boy, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Anytime goal works.
Curve that bad boy right in.
No matter how he scores it.
Yeah, no question. Hey, we got to go to break. We've got a lot more stuff to get to.
Things are getting wild this morning, man. We got a lot of crazy stuff. Been all over the place.
Yeah.
Spurs guy.
Yeah.
Coaching. Youth coaching.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I just get tired of hearing about these stupid parents. I really
great.
do.
It's a therapy session. You save me money.
Grow up, man. Grow up. Seriously. And by the way, if you're going to get and ripping coaches and trying to get guys fired, at least find somebody to replace them. Get somebody else, and maybe your fat ass needs to get down there and do it. Since you got all this time now coming right from your office, and then you decide you're going to tell everybody what to do and coach your kid and all that stuff. Man, I just I have no patience at this point.
Management just reached out. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to say that.
What'd I say?
Fat.
No, fat. There's different things. Ooh, that's fat. Ooh.
Oh, you went PHAT fat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
all right.
That's not. You need to grab a salad. I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
I'm done doing that. Grab a salad and all that stuff. Hey, we've got Mike Florio going to join us. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Loctite Windows.
It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale, one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. Always nice on a Friday to talk to Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. And, Mike, I was a little surprised because I've been taking some heat for the same thing by telling everybody I've really enjoyed watching this soccer tournament in this country. It's been great. I've learned a lot. I kind of finally gave in, and it's been great watching all these star players and the best players over here for this World Cup. It's been great, and I heard you say it. I was a little surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't understand the hate. Nothing else is going on right now. Baseball, sure, but football has slowed down. It's the perfect time for the World Cup to happen, and if people don't like soccer, that's fine, but I don't get the attacks. And I've had people trying to argue with me that soccer isn't mainstream. 50 million people.
Yeah, I get that.
50 million people
watch
the game on Monday night between the U.S. and Belgium. 46.7 million watched Mexico and England the night before. How can you say it's not mainstream? You know, hockey gets fewer viewers than the UFL. So soccer is a mainstream American sport now. The question is, where does it fall behind American football when it comes to basketball and baseball? And you can make the argument that it's moving up. And based upon the World Cup, it's number 2.
Well, I got to tell you, again, and it's the football crowd going, call me back when football starts up in a couple of weeks, because I'm over this World Cup thing. And listen, I probably used to be same way a little bit and didn't get it, but this thing now and the star power of this thing, and the stars are playing like stars. The Messi story, who plays down here for Inter Miami, has just been unbelievable, as good as anybody for Argentina. And we got all the games here and the passion of their fans. I've sat back and enjoyed it, embraced the whole thing, and it's been great. I got a lot to get into with you here this morning. I'm going to start right off the bat with the camp quarterback battles. I want to get your take on, there's 5 of them, and I don't know if we have this very often, but I want to ask you, who do you think is going to start when it's all said and done and the season rolls around? Vikings, starting with the Vikings, Murray or McCarthy, who starts?
I don't think Kyler Murray went to Minnesota for the 1-year veteran minimum deal with an agreement that they won't tag him next year to be the backup. He went there to be the starter. Now, whether he was told something or whether he's just making the assessment that he can beat out J.J. McCarthy, and Kyler Murray at his best should be able to beat out J.J. McCarthy. I think the challenge is for Murray to get sufficiently adept in the offense to perform better than McCarthy, who's got 3 years in it. Even though his first year was a wash, he was around.
Yeah.
He was learning the offense. He didn't play beyond the preseason opener, but he was there. So there's continuity that McCarthy enjoys. And Murray said during the offseason program near the end that one of the frustrations is that he's got to learn this offense while sharing reps, and he's not used to sharing reps. And he didn't say it in a way that sounded like an excuse. It's just a statement of fact. So the challenge always is to convince the other players who the better quarterback is. And it could be that Kevin O'Connell needs to get the guys to understand that as Murray gets more time in the offense, he'll be better. I don't think they signed him to be the backup.
Right.
I don't think he went there to be the backup. And I think the key to all of it is Justin Jefferson. If he prefers Murray, then the word's going to get around that Murray's the guy. If Jefferson, after a week or two of camp, says, hey, JJ's really stepped it up and he's ready to be the guy that we need him to be, that'll get around too. And that's why it's always been a win-win for Minnesota. You're either going to push McCarthy to a higher level that justifies the draft pedigree, or Murray's going to push McCarthy to the wayside. The only problem is they're going to have a delicate situation with the guy that doesn't win the job.
That's true. No question. All right, I want to ask you about the Cardinals. That's a really interesting one. Brissett, contract, trying to get a new contract, and meanwhile, Gardner Minshew is still there, who's been on a bunch of teams. And it looks like they like Carson Beck, although I don't know if he's ready. But what do you think happens when the season rolls around?
I think the question really that we should be asking is, will Arch Manning say no to the Cardinals when they have the first overall pick next year? It just feels like the Cardinals are acknowledging reality for this season. They're in the toughest division in football. They're the worst team by far in the NFC West, and that's something that says as much about the other three teams as it does about the Cardinals. It's the 49ers, Seahawks, and Rams. They're all potentially Super Bowl caliber, not just division winner caliber, Super Bowl caliber. So we've seen what can happen when a team suffers through one bad year that's bad enough to put them in position to get a franchise quarterback who can come in and be the guy for 15 to 20 years. The Cardinals have never had that guy when you think about it. When have they had a guy who was for 10 years, back to Jim Hart? That's the last time there's been a year-to-year starting quarterback for the Cardinals franchise that has helped that team be competitive on a regular basis. So we're not going to make the playoffs anyway. Why not just – and this is how tanking happens. It's not the players who go out and try to lose. It's the team puts lesser players on the field and nature takes its course. Anytime anyone says, oh, there's no tanking in football, players or their pride, and well, the players are always going to try to win. It's the organization that puts lesser players in position to not win. And when you look at the Cardinals, who have a backup quarterback as their starter right now, and the big issue is he's saying, hey, I signed to be a backup. You're paying me like a backup. What the hell? You want to be the starter now? You got to give me more money to, you got to pay me like a starter. And so that's why Brissett and the Cardinals are kind of at odds. It does open the door for Beck at some point, and I suspect they'll see what he has at some point, get him out there, let him play, evaluate him. But I think right now, if I'm looking for one team that's most likely to have the first overall pick in the draft, it is going to be the Cardinals. Yeah. And the nephew of Eli Manning could be the next guy. First one since 2004 to say, nope, not going there.
Oh, boy. How about that? It's crazy. Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson. I thought Deshaun Watson was done. I thought they just put him in the back of the quarterback room, told him not to say anything and stay out of the way. And it looks like he's going to have a chance to start. What's going to happen there with the Browns?
Well, he does have a chance to start. And when they got started in the offseason program, the initial impression was that Watson was in the lead. I think, now this is something nobody's ever going to admit to, but you've been around the game long enough to understand how this game works. I think that Watson is the means to an end to get more out of Shedeur. Shedeur's got a little of that Brett Favre in him where he just wants to show up and play. Brett didn't want to do any of the other stuff. He just wanted to play. That's when the lights go on, and that's when I go out and do my thing. And I think they've tried to get Shedeur to understand you still got to check all the boxes. There was a video they put out very early in the offseason program where they were just doing a simple drill where you fake a handoff and you go into your drop. Watson was doing it very crisply and efficiently. Shedeur looked like he was just kind of half-assing it. And I suspect at some point Todd Monken sat down with Shedeur Sanders and explained to him, you don't win this job by going out on the field week one and throwing 3 touchdown passes. You win this job every step of the way. And you're not going to win this job if you don't do all the things. You got to treat these practices like games. And given that Shedeur seemed to catch up to Watson as the offseason unfolded, if that message was sent, it looks like the message was received, and it puts him in position to have an opportunity to win the job and to be better prepared for game day because he's understanding that you can't be Brett Favre in today's NFL.
Yeah. Well, Kirk Cousins decides to go to the Raiders. Fernando Mendoza's there as the number 1 pick. It just feels to me like Cousins is going to start the season, although I think Fernando Mendoza is going to start a lot of games this year. You feel that same way?
Well, remember when Ryan Tannehill arrived 14 years ago and he was number 3 on the depth chart in Miami? I remember thinking then, there's no way this guy's not going to be the starter. If he can't beat out, and who was the starter then? Who was the 2011 Dolphins MVP? Matt, give me the last name.
Matt Moore.
Matt Moore. Who is Matt Moore? Really, who is Matt Moore? No, but Matt Moore was the team MVP in 2011. Look, I think part of the game, part of the psychology is You want the incoming player to feel like he's accomplishing something. And you want it to not feel like he's being handed something. I look at it this way. If it's a truly fair competition and Fernando Mendoza doesn't beat out 37, 38-year-old Kirk Cousins, who's still trying to fight back from the blown tire that he suffered in Green Bay in the 2023 season, if he can't beat out Kirk Cousins, why the hell did you make Fernando Mendoza the first overall pick in the draft? All due respect to Kirk Cousins. But I would like to think in any given year, given where Kirk Cousins is right now in his career, if the quarterback who's taken first overall cannot beat out Kirk Cousins in a fair quarterback competition, why did you make that guy the first overall pick? So, again, the veterans have a lot to say about it, but I think this is part of the, hey, we need Fernando to develop confidence, and one way to develop confidence is to win in a very methodical way the starting job over a veteran who's played at a high level in the NFL.
All right, and the final one, we're going to bring it back home. Tua versus a still injured Michael Penix, who's not 100%. I think Tua's going to get that job because, I don't know, Michael Penix is going to be healthy enough to start it. What do you think?
Well, one thing to keep in mind, too, there's a political element to a depth chart. And Michael Penix was the 8th overall pick a couple of years ago, turned everything upside down after they had given all that money to Kirk Cousins 6 weeks earlier. There's no one left in the football operation that has any reason to try to force Michael Penix to become the guy that he was drafted to be. Everybody's gone. Everybody. Raheem Morris is gone. Terry Fontenot's gone. Rich McKay's gone. Everybody's gone. It's now Matt Ryan, Ian Cunningham, and Kevin Stefanski. So their guy is Tua. And, hey, to the extent the owner needs to be brought on board with the pivot, all they got to do is show him the film from when Tua went in there and beat the hell out of the Falcons in their own building last year.
Boy,
so
they did.
I think between the injury that's going to limit Penix as you come back from the ACL and the fact that there is, if anything, the powers that be are going to be more likely to skew toward the guy they brought in, I think it gives Tua the edge. Now it's up to him.
Yep. All right. So I've talked a lot about this. I feel like it's a broken record, this Brandon Ayuk thing. Hey, he's getting to the point right now, besides just coming out of the crazy stuff he says. I saw Steve Young said, I worry for him. I've been saying this for weeks. Something's not completely upstairs with him right now. But I want to ask you, he's hurt himself for playing as good as he is, and a lot of teams need a number 1 or a number 2 receiver, which if he's back to, if he could ever get to where he was a couple years ago, he could be there. But he's burning bridges right and left. Mike, does anybody take a chance if he does get released? Does anybody take a chance on him? It's crazy-ass stuff he's been saying.
We know that he wants to play for one and only one team, the Washington Commanders. And through it all, Joe, there has not been a single report suggesting that the Commanders aren't interested. And how easy would it be for the Commanders to wash their hands of this situation by having anyone, Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, Josh Harris, anyone.
Right.
All you got to do is send the text, make the phone call to one of the many reporters out there constantly trolling the waters for anything they can get to make a splash on Twitter or elsewhere. It would be very easy to activate the we don't want Brandon Ayuk strategy and make that known. Even Jaden Daniels, who got into it with Ayuk on social media over the weekend, Daniels knows it's a big year for him. It's year 3. This is the last year before he's eligible for a second contract. Behind Terry McLaurin, what do they have? They got Treylon Burks as a starter. They got rookie third-rounder Antonio Williams as a starter. They're hoping De'Ami Brown, who was a third-rounder in 2021, spent 4 lackluster years in Washington, a year in Jacksonville, and is back now running second string. Like, if Ayuk is healthy and he goes out and plays, who cares about all the other stuff? But none of it matters, and it's all noise until Ayuk petitions the league for reinstatement from what's called the reserve left squad list. That's the category that's been applied to him by the 49ers. And he's made it clear, he said the other day, I'm not reinstating with the 49ers, which tells me he's aware of what he needs to do. When he uses that word, reinstating,
right,
he knows he needs to file a petition for reinstatement, and he refuses to do it. Until he does that, the 49ers will just sit back and just they don't owe him anything. They don't have to pay him anything, and they don't risk him going to the Washington Commanders and suddenly becoming the star player that they paid him to be, which will make them look bad. They're in a great situation here because all they have to do is nothing, and there's no chance that they're going to look bad.
Mike, as you know, down here we got a lot of the diva former wide receivers have made their home down here in South Florida. I thought Tom Brady on with the Kelsey brothers on the podcast was Real Housewives of the NFL. One of the greatest comments I've ever heard talking about wide receivers, and he's seen them. He's had a couple of them that were really good, that were high maintenance. What'd you think about those comments? I was just curious.
I loved them. And I loved them because it messed with my own impression of how the mentality works. And Brady said, running backs, they get the ball on a regular basis.
That's
Offensive
correct.
linemen, they do their job every single play. Tight ends, if they're not running routes, they're blocking. The receivers are out there on an island, and they're fighting to get open every single pass play. And if they don't get the ball, they start to get frustrated. So it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of management. It takes a lot of hand-holding, and he's lived it his entire time in the NFL. And they did a good job of managing the receivers in New England. When was there a time where you had a guy who was openly complaining about not getting the ball in New England? The only time that I can remember, Randy Moss wasn't happy with his contract, and that was when they traded him back to the Vikings, who had him for 3 weeks before they dumped him in 2010.
Right.
So I think that it puts a lot of extra burden on the quarterback to manage that relationship and to get the guy to understand. And some of the stuff Brady said, you could just hear him explaining that to any player when he starts to sense there's an issue. Hey, man, I need you to be locked in all the time. And you may get 11 catches this week and 3 next week. I can't let you ride too high of a wave when you get 11, and you can't be down on the dumps when you get 3. You got to be available every play. You got to understand the game plan is going to affect how many times you're going to get the ball, because maybe they're going to take you away this week, and it opens everything up for the rest of the team. And, of course, winning is the ultimate thing that shuts up a receiver who's not happy with how often he's getting the ball. Although one of the issues in Philly last year, they were winning, but A.J. Brown saw what was coming. And I was surprised by his willingness to appear selfish when he was actually being selfless, because his point was, we're not going to win in the playoffs with this offense that we're running, which included A.J. Brown being wide open and not getting the football. But it was, all in all, from Brady, I think a great breakdown of how the mind of a receiver works. And it's the nature of the position. It's not the individual's character. Anybody in that position is going to feel that way, given that they're detached from the game if they don't have the football thrown to them.
Yeah. And boy, you gotta have some big time receivers, huh? And they are pain, and every team's had them. Every team out there's had them, but when they're really good, man, they make such a difference, no question about it. Hey, so I want to ask you about Baker Mayfield and this new contract. You know, I'm sitting back as a GM, and how you go forward with Baker Mayfield, Mike. I don't know if I can give him a max contract from what I've seen. And I know he's been really good. I know he plays hurt. He's a tough son of a gun. He wants to get paid, though, like the big guys now. How's that going to work out?
Here's the problem. There was a time not all that long ago, grand scheme of things, where when you were a quarterback who was up for a new deal and you were playing well enough that the team wanted to keep you, you'd become the next highest paid quarterback in NFL history by a little click above the last, a little bit more. Each guy was one-upping the last one. Well, now you got a range, Joe, for veteran quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks, from low 20s to mid-60s. How do you pick the right spot for a guy in a range that covers $44 million per year in average value? And the Buccaneers, I believe that they will offer Baker Mayfield more than anyone else will. From Baker's perspective, he's looking at some of these guys whose contracts start with a 5.
Yep.
And he's got to be saying, well, I'm at least as good as that guy, if not better. Remember when Tua said the market is the market? He was right.
Yes.
And he got a market contract.
He did.
And they're going to pay him $54 million this year to play for the Falcons. So I think the Bucs want to play this out. The Bucs would like to keep Mayfield this year at a total 2026 salary of $27.5 million, the final year of a $33.3 million deal. And then when we get to free agency, they believe that whatever they pay him, whatever they offer him, will be more than any other team. The one hesitation I have, and I've been making this point, given the way Mayfield's wired, I could see if it gets to the point where he's able to go anywhere he wants, even if the Bucs offer him more than another team, he may go to that other team just as middle finger to the Buccaneers for not taking care of him when he had the chance. Because doesn't he seem like he's wired that way? He's not going to just grab the best contract. If he gets freedom, he may take the best opportunity. He'd be perfect in Pittsburgh. Somebody asked me yesterday, and I hadn't thought of this. I mean, if Sam Darnold regresses this year, Mayfield went up and beat the Seahawks in Seattle last year. Had a great day, 38-35 win, 3 touchdown passes, 134.7 passer rating. Maybe he's the new Sam Darnold in Seattle if for some reason Sam Darnold isn't Sam Darnold with a new offensive coordinator. So I just think that the Buccaneers may be reading it the right way financially, but they may not be reading Mayfield the right way. And I could see him going somewhere else and taking less money if it gets to that point.
You know, the only part I disagree with that, he's been on bad teams. He has been on bad teams, and he knows he's got himself a good football team with a good defense right now. I think he's going to fight it and get as much as he can where he is. And
what if the Seahawks come calling?
Well, no, that's different. Now that's a loaded team. You're right.
What if the Steelers come? The Steelers are the most intriguing one to me because he fits that mindset. I've lived in and around Pittsburgh my whole life. He fits that mindset. The way he plays football, they will take to him immediately. And to join that organization, partner with Mike McCarthy, I have no idea what Mike McCarthy thinks of him, but if that's an option at $5 million, $10 million less per year than what the Buccaneers have on the table, it's at least something to think about.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. A lot of stuff going on. By the way, the flag football stuff is just the Olympics. The NFL should just thank the Olympics for getting that thing in, because that sport is exploding down here for women, and young women and young men both are getting into it. It's going to be great. The NFL is hit a jackpot on this one, Mike, for numbers.
Well, Joe, with flag football, this is part of the play to globalize football generally, and they would like to gain some ground on soccer. My advice to the NFL, peek in the rearview mirror from time to time domestically.
Yeah.
There's a chance soccer is going to catch you here before you catch soccer in the rest of the world.
Yeah, great point. Hey, Mike, thank you. Appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend.
See you, Joe. Thanks.
All right, Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. So much stuff going on. I know it's crazy. The league is getting into it. The quarterback topics will be popping up everywhere. We got a lot more stuff. We're not done. And right now I want to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers. Hey, this weekend, if you get a chance and you haven't been to one of the 14 dealerships throughout South Florida, boy, I recommend, especially if you like trucks. We got a truck family that we're proud of. It's got everything you need. It really is. And I'll start with the Chevy Colorado, with the Colorado Custom to the ZR2. It's got everything for South Florida lifestyle. It really does. And then right to the Chevy Silverado. So our big sellers, man, from the Custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV. With 10 models and 4 powerful engine choices, you can't go wrong. It's like we've custom made a truck absolutely perfect for you and your family and work and everything else. Silverado delivers an impressive balance of strength, dependability, and efficiency. And boy, I tell you what, the Chevy Silverado HD, or you can choose from the powerful LTZ with the premium style and substance to match, or just go to the biggest, that Chevy Silverado HD High Country. That is a big boy right there. That's got a little bit of everything in it. So for the best of South Florida lifestyle this weekend, if you're starting to look around, stop by your South Florida Chevy dealers. Take a test drive and sit down and get a great deal. Chevy's got a Florida truck for you. Visit your local South Florida Chevy dealers today. Together, man, let's drive.
By Anna and John Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Market is open. The NASDAQ down 10 points, the Dow up 50, and the S&P up 10. Best of luck to all players. Joe, back to you.
Thank you, Woody. And, hey, I wanted to hit on something here before we say goodbye for the week. This growth development of flag football, I know it's exploded down here. To Mike's point, too, the global and get it involved, it's just a big win for the NFL, right? At the end of the day. And there are a lot of parents that want their kids to play tackle football. I hear it all the time. And I had guys ask me, hey, will you talk to my wife? I bet I've had that happen 5 or 6 times in last year. And I said, I can, but it's like if your wife's made up her mind, that's a decision you guys have to make. I'm not getting in what sports your kids should play. But this flag football thing, I played flag football growing up. That's all we had. We didn't have tackle football, except we played tackle football, like real tackle football. And that was a big macho thing to play when we were growing up at the park and play, and guys try to knock the crap out of each other with no pads on. But we had flag football leagues. That was a big thing. It was great, fun to play, and that was a big thing in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade before we got into tackle football in high school. In Northern California, that's what they had. I just think it's Roger Goodell hit a home run on this football thing. And again, there'll be a lot of those kids that never play tackle, but they'll get the bug, and stay involved. So it's a home run, man. I can't believe they got it in, considering the rest of the world so far behind in football that we're probably going to dominate that thing for a long, long time. No other way everybody else. Saying that they threw this stat out yesterday. I was watching the World Cup game, the France over Morocco game, and they were talking about basically 8 teams. 8 teams. Same 8 teams are always there at the end. Like everybody thinks of all the countries that play, and they play soccer everywhere. It's basically like, here we go again, France and Spain and Portugal, and it's the same ones, minus Italy, who I don't know how Italy got so bad. But, a lot of the same companies are in this. Brazil, Argentina, I just named 5. There you have of the teams that are always in the party. Germany, I left them out. They're right there all the time, too. So there's the same group kind of controlling and win a lot of these World Cups as well. So that's where we are, man, with this whole thing right now. And but it's a win. It's a win for the National Football League every day of the week with and the girls playing. I was watching these girls in these big 7-on-7. They've been putting this on regular TV as well as NFL Network. So they've been putting flag football with some of the great teams, these travel teams, and we got some of them down here. We got a couple of them are the best for high school. They had this girl throwing next to one of the top quarterbacks in the country. I don't know which one it was. One of them's going to Miami. It could have been the Miami guy. She was unbelievable. The girl throwing was like, oh, my God, she could start and tackle football could really throw it. So it's already catching on. And now they're putting it on TV, which is also going to be great for the sport when they can, and get people watching on ESPN and some of the other stations as well. So anyway, we have that. And of course, we got a lot going on this weekend. I just want to say to everybody, man, get out. And if you're looking for something to do and you want to take your family out, Marlins, 52-42 off to this great start, 6 straight wins, and the first of 3 start tonight against Cleveland. If you get a chance, go out. They got a lot of great things going on there, and they got a lot of specials. They got a lot of fun things they're giving away as well. So get out to a baseball game. And then, of course, tomorrow also at Hard Rock Stadium, Norway, and England will be playing. That's a 5 o'clock start. So we got a lot of really cool things going on, and football is on deck. We'll be at the ACC meetings next week. Woody will be up there with the Miami Hurricanes and the Florida State Seminoles and everybody else in the ACC. So we'll have that and a lot of live stuff from up there. So it's going to be fun, man. It kicks right in. It's right around the corner is college and pro football will be kicking off. We'll be talking about our top high school football teams here in South Florida as well. So that's going to do it. Man, we want to thank everybody for being with us and hanging in there. And don't be a hater of the World Cup, man. It's been nice. It's been fun to watch. Great having it here in the country. Have a great weekend, everybody.